Your favorite compas have another jam-packed episode of Lunes Live. Gilberto and I will talk about the worst NFL offseason moves. Then Dan and Daygo will join the show with some Q&A with the compas. We will then shift to some boxing by previewing Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. David Benavidez is also in action this weekend at the MGM Grand. Gilbert and I will both be there, so make sure you guys are all tuned in for that because we have a lot of great stuff coming up this weekend. And lastly, Vic the producer is back from Oklahoma. All right, I'm not even going to go with the song. And we will have rapid fire plus our usual segments. Barrio of the Week and Una Mas, by the way, made it out to the movie. So obviously want to talk a little bit about the movie that Dan and I both saw. All right, Gilberto, don't you have a question for our viewers and or listeners?
Yes, I do, Fernando. And for this episode, like you mentioned, we're going to talk about the worst offseason moves in the NFL. And there was plenty. So might as well ask here the viewers and listeners of Compas on the Beat for the engagement question of the week. I guess, which was the worst NFL offseason move? You know, I'll give you a couple here. The Cowboys keeping Mike McCarthy. The Falcons drafted Michael Penix Jr. The Panthers, there you go, trading Brian Burns. How about maybe the Broncos getting Bo Nix, the quarterback there, or maybe the Chargers letting go of Keenan Allen, Mike Williams? Do I dare? I've been in trouble lately with the Chargers fans there. Or how about the Steelers, selecting or not selecting, but signing Russell Wilson? A lot of terrible offseason moves in the NFL in the past few months. So let us know in the comments, comment on the live chat, or just comment on the replay video. We want to hear from you.
All right, let us do the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're compas.
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
Hey. There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Daygo is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I am Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
that's me freezing. So if I freeze again, get used to it. But hopefully it's better than last time. I think, Fernando, you might have froze.
No, I'm not frozen. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to talk.
So, all right. Yeah, terrible Bills. Last week I had a terrible show with you and with Victor for House of Horns. I had terrible Wi-Fi, but maybe it's better. So far, so good. I'm going to jinx it here. Shout out to Jesse for that comment there on the worst offseason move, because that Darren Waller video is there. So there you go.
There he goes.
I thought you left.
There he goes. He froze. There he goes again.
Yeah, I was about to go on a whole rant.
Go ahead.
Am I back now? Athir, yeah, I thought you left the show, and apparently I keep leaving because I keep freezing. But good to see you back, Athir, and Jesse for getting the comments going here on Compas on the Beat.
Athir, we're going to answer Charger questions when Dan and Daygo comes on. He'll be on in about 10, 15 minutes. So make sure you save all your Charger questions or throw them out in there, and we'll ask him. And if you have any Colorado questions, Dan will answer those too. So he's a Colorado Buffs expert. But Gilbert, obviously, did you have a nice weekend? Is the move? Are we done with all the move, or?
Well, as you called me out before.
Dragging ass?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely dragging ass. That sounds weird. Or grab ass. Isn't it grab ass? Which one is it?
Well, no, you're dragging ass. Like dragging ass is like, oh, you're kind of like so.
Okay, you're lazy.
Yeah. You have a
grab ass is when you're like you're kind of just
Yeah.
Victor, sense me right here. You are bullshitting around. Okay, that right. Didn't do it. Didn't even do it. Okay, terrible. But yes, the definition between grab ass and dragging ass. Okay, you got to stop here. As you can tell, as you got me, Fernando, nothing in the background. The backdrop still look like a hostage. So far, the Wi-Fi's holding up. It's holding up, but nothing behind me because I needed a weekend off after, being a tough guy the weekend before, moving couches, carrying furniture around, sweating, things like that. It was a brutal weekend that I needed a whole weekend to recover.
So, like, do you feel like now you need to hit the gym, or are you like, no, I just need a total break? Or
Well,
hey, it helped you because you're about to go to Mexico in a couple weeks,
yeah.
and you're gonna be in the pool and all that. So that might have helped you, don't you think?
I did gain some momentum, Fernando. I don't know if you check your phone on the iPhone. It tells you how many steps you have, per day. You go to the health app with the little heart there. It just shows you the steps that you have. And I had like a record high for the year for one of the days I was moving 17,000 steps. So I had like 3 days over 11,000 steps. You know what? I'm gonna lose some weight here. I felt a little slimmer, but
Then
then
you go to the damn scale and you didn't because of all the crap that you
no,
ate while you're moving.
I can't do that. No, I don't put myself on the scale because I can't take the number. I
have
just can't
to.
do it. But
I have to.
because you're more dedicated and you're more honest with yourself than I am. But after those 3 days of putting in work, you know what happens the next 3 days? Eat like crap, and then you gain it all back.
There you
That's
go.
the crappy part about working out. You could gain it like that.
Anthony, what game are you speaking about? Like this weekend, we're gonna be going to the David Benavidez and Tank Davis fight. They're the co-main event. That's
Maybe
what
Anthony's
we're.
talking about during the season, maybe to maybe catch up
Oh,
with the Compas. I don't know.
oh, during the season, I mean, I'll be at all Charger games. I think Gilbert's gonna be more selective this year when it comes to
Only
games and
prime
what
time games for me because I'm special like that. Prime time.
prime time. Oh, then you're coming out to Arizona for Chargers Cardinals for
It's
Monday
a
night.
Monday and it's a short drive. Well, not too short, but it's a good enough drive to make it work.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Maybe I'll bust to Calexico and you could just pick me up there. But
I
yeah.
can't even. I'll tell you a story later, but I can't drive in Arizona. Let's leave it at that.
Oh, you can't cross state lines or what? What the hell?
Well, I don't know. It's I can say it right now. Whatever. It's like I'm not sure if this still applies, but I used to live out there for an internship when I used
Yeah, I
to
remember
work
that.
for Arizona Republic. I was 18. No, I was like 20 years old, 20, 21. A couple speeding tickets here and there that maybe I may or may not forgotten to pay for, but man, I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. I don't want to get myself out there. And also, I've been watching a lot of Suits lately that I don't want to.
Are you gonna watch the new Suits or no? They're like
Well,
doing a spin-off or something.
Well, I had no idea there's gonna be like a new season, and I kept seeing that it was like #1 Netflix like last year. I didn't care for it. I'm gonna give it a chance, and I got really into it. And then I saw the season. Okay, I gotta catch up. There's like 8 seasons, but I'm in season 2. Have you watched it?
Yeah. No, I haven't. Anthony, like I said, I will be at all the Charger games next season. Gilbert will be at some. He'll be at some Chargers, some Rams, whoever is on prime time. He will watch it. Mimsy, how are you doing today? Mimsy says Danger Gilberto. So yeah, he's a little bit of a dangerous. I don't think that's anybody that you want to be with, but associated with. But all right. Let's get into a little NFL. I didn't do anything this weekend. Let's get into a little NFL offseason. Obviously, we all know that Gilbert and his MMQB's teammates, they do a great job over there at SI, filling you in with all the great stuff. We've had most of Gilbert's coworkers on the show. There's one good friend that we're still missing, but I don't know if Gilbert's going to want to have him on or not. But the NFL's worst offseason moves, they debated that. And let's go over some of the worst moves mentioned by them. And we'll start off with Gilbert. So Gilbert said the worst move was the Dallas Cowboys sticking with Mike McCarthy. So let's have Gilbert give the context, and then I'll give you my thoughts on that.
Okay. I don't know what that was. But Fernando, you got to let me have. I was going to say, maybe it was you or me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, it wasn't me.
Okay. Okay.
In the words of Shrek, donkey, if it was me, you'd be dead.
There you go. No. But let me get one more bad offseason move after I give you this one because I already wrote it for SI. But to kind of give you some context here. Yeah, the Cowboys stuck with Mike McCarthy when Bill Belichick was out there. And before Jim Harbaugh went to the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh could have been available. Mike Vrabel could have been available. And Cowboys, yeah, you've done a good job of winning games in the regular season. You won the NFC East. Mike McCarthy's Texas Coast offense did pretty well. But who gives a crap? I don't know if the bleep button is ready. Who gives a crap about the Cowboys and what they do in the regular season after the turn of the century? From whatever 1997, the last time you made an NFC title game, you've done nothing in the postseason. We haven't gone that far. You've won some NFC East titles. You've won in the regular season, but enough is enough. Go win the whole damn thing, or at least win 2 games in the playoffs to get to the NFC title game. And you could have done it with Bill Belichick, and you didn't do it. And Jerry Jones, I get it. You want to be a little patient there, but you haven't even re-signed your coach to another extension. When you have a lame duck coach, Fernando, that rarely goes well. And you might have a lame duck quarterback in Dak Prescott. So you got all make or break seasons for Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. That's not going to go well. So why are you waiting for to give these guys one more chance when you're already thinking about in the back of your mind, Bill Belichick's out there who might turn 73, 74, I forget. Why are you waiting a year? Just do it right now. And they didn't do it.
You have good defensive players on that side. You have some good offensive players. So yeah, why are you not doing it? And Gilbert, even if you wanted to go, let's just say another route. If you wanted to go with an offensive mind, Ben Johnson was sitting right there for you. So Mimsy says no lies detected. On top of all that, they've been super passive in free agency. Well, also Mimsy, they don't have any money. That's the thing. And they have to pay Dak, and they have to pay CD Lamb, and they have to pay Micah Parsons. So
and they lost their DC Dan Quinn, who did a good job.
Exactly. So and they brought in Mike Zimmer, and that's why, if you remember, Eric Hendricks was going to go to another team.
Oh yeah,
and
the
he ended
49ers.
49ers, and he ended up going to the Dallas Cowboys, and that was their one free agent move this season. And then they lost their center to the Commanders. So yeah, so I agree with you. I think that's a terrible move, because who's to say that next offseason, once you fire, because it's inevitable. It's coming. They're going to fire Mike McCarthy after this season. And then it's going to be the question of what's going to happen. What's going to happen with the offense, Dak Prescott, all those guys. If I'm the Cowboys, I've said it before, at this point, I mean, I might keep Micah and I might keep CD, and I'd get rid of Dak. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where you need to try something new. The same thing hasn't worked. At one point, you had 1,000-yard Ezekiel Elliott, you had 1,000-yard Des Bryant, and now CD Lamb. You've had playmakers on defense, and you still haven't gotten it done. So I agree with you. I think they should have fired Mike McCarthy. They should have given it another chance, but maybe this is the Cowboys' way of saying, hey, you know what? After the season, we can get rid of both and start over with a new quarterback and a new head coach.
I think they're going to cave.
I think they're going to keep
training camp's going to roll around. Yeah. They're going to give him a new deal.
I think they're going to. Yeah, I think they're going to pay him. I don't think Jerry Jones has the huevos to cut or to get rid of Dak. The thing is, Jerry gets too personal with these guys. And you remember with Tony Romo, everybody's like, Tony Romo's not it. He's a choke artist. He's not that good. You should get rid of him. And he didn't. And then he waited until they waited until the wheels fell off. Thier says, bold prediction, Cowboys will trade for Purdy and give up 2 first-round draft picks. Hell, I don't know if I'd do that.
Give him back Trey Lance. Might as well.
But Gilbert, I agree with you. I already told you, Gilbert, you get rid of Dak. You bring in Shador and you coach Prime. And I told you, Bruce Feldman said Feldman. He said that on Colin Cowherd's show. He's like, hey, don't be surprised. And I'm like, dang, if that really happened,
you could get a first round pick for Dak Prescott. I'll say that. That's high praise for the guy.
Yeah.
There's
going to be teams like if the Jets, if they spiral and Aaron Rodgers like, you know what, I want to move on. I want to go do whatever I'm doing on that. I could see the Jets as one of those teams where they're like, hey, we have a lot of playmakers. We got some players over here. Let's do there's going to be some other teams, but I was going to say maybe Dan Quinn's like, hey, you know what? Let's bring him in here. But and then he gets
drafted a quarterback.
Yeah. Okay. But all right, Gilbert, let's go now with Matt Verderam,
you got it right.
Verderam. Okay, cool. He said the Atlanta Falcons drafting Michael Penix. So I have no context behind this. Like I told you guys after the draft, I was actually okay with it.
Oh, you were actually?
You're
one of the few people in the whole damn country that said that.
I understand the frustration from people, but like I said, you just don't know what you're going to get from Kirk Cousins. The only problem that you're doing is you're backing yourself into a corner, and if Kirk Cousins starts crapping it, then you're going to hear Atlanta go, Penix. We want Penix. Remember, And then this is completely different. I know they're both left-handed, but this is completely different, obviously. When Tim Tebow was with the Denver Broncos, got drafted by the Broncos, and Kyle Orton would not play well, Tebow. So I get it. But I would have to, but I'm actually one of those that I actually don't mind it. I think obviously you could have gotten a defensive player. There was a lot of guys. What's up, DJ Fono? Thank you so much for jumping in here. If you have any questions or anything, please, folks, we will answer them. We're just going through right now what Gilbert and his coworkers over at the MMQB wrote as the worst offseason moves. But like I said, Gilbert, I don't know. I don't know how you. I know you felt like it was a bad move as well. Yeah. But to say the worst move, because what if 2 years down? Remember, everybody said that the Commanders double dip, or when they were Washington, when they double dipped and they drafted RG3 and then they got Kirk Cousins. Everybody's like, why are they drafting another quarterback?
You're right.
That ended up being a smart move. Here, we don't know yet. I think we need to wait and see what happens, because what if Kirk just gets hurt? And I know it's what's happening right now, and obviously nobody looks down the line or anything like that. But what if they end up turning it around and Penix ends up being the guy for them, and Atlanta's gonna look like a very smart team. But I did see the Ryan Poles one, the video, Gilbert. I don't know if you saw that, where he's sitting there and he's like, what just happened? Like they really just drafted a quarterback. So I thought that was funny. But you go ahead, Gilbert.
Yeah, I see the low bar here, so hopefully it's okay for me to talk here. But I want to think about this, and I haven't think about it. I've been a little harsher with here. It's just like, why do you pay Kirk Cousins $100 million guaranteed? Like, I get if you don't get Kirk Cousins to sign, then you become obvious destination for quarterback, right? Somebody could jump you, and then you lose Michael Penix Jr. Like the stories that are coming out of Atlanta, they really, really love Michael Penix Jr., where they want it to become top secret. So if you don't have a quarterback, that say you're the Raiders or the Broncos who didn't have a legitimate franchise quarterback, you're an obvious destination for a quarterback. So maybe the Broncos and the Raiders could have jumped them. I get that whole point, but $90 million to commit to Kirk Cousins, it just seems like a lot. And I also like the Cousins fit there, because I like Zach Robinson. I like Raheem Morris. It came from the Sean McVay's the tree. Why not get another piece to help out Kirk Cousins? Why not go all in? Instead, you're making your future franchise quarterback wait 2 or 3 years. And I like Penix Jr., but he's probably the most ready quarterback prospect, because he was like a super senior 5th year, 6th year guy, and he balled out in the playoffs and the season at Washington. Why are you making the guy wait? He's 24. He's 20. I forget the age. 23, 24. And then you're losing those years, the rookie contract years. So I don't know. Like you look at the Falcons roster, they could use a number 2 behind Drake London. Is Drake London even a number 1? I'm not sure. Are you convinced that Kyle Pitts is gonna just all of a sudden be Kyle Pitts because you have Kirk Cousins and a new coaching staff? I don't know. Are you convinced that Bijan is gonna be that guy? I'm kind of feel the most confident about Bijan, but Drake and Kyle not so much. And then there's no depth behind the guys. Yeah, you got Rondale Moore, you got Darnell Mooney, but they're not like for sure guys, right? They're talented, but they're not the guys there. And then you have no edge rushers on the defense. I like Justin Bates. I like AJ Terrell. I like the moves they've been making there defensively, and I like Raheem Morris being the coach there. You got no edge rushers. I don't think you can name an edge rusher. Like they got Grady Jarrett, but he's like on year 12, 10. I don't know. So they missed an opportunity to get better now, because I like the roster and that coaching staff. I think they blew an opportunity.
I do agree with that. But real quick, DJ Fono goes, I'm just here to support and let the world know that I love the Rams, chicken nuggets, and 40 ounces caguamas. That is freaking hilarious.
From where though? Which chicken nuggets? Are we talking McDonald's, or are we getting fancy here?
DJ Fono, by the way, this isn't a speed dating or anything like that. Like you just kind of gave your bio there, but
I was gonna say it sounds like a good date, right?
Yeah, it sounds like a great guy. He also put that he can't wait for the season. Yeah, no, the season's almost here, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the Rams do this year, especially after last year kind of taking everybody in a sense by surprise. The only thing that can help them is that Raheem Morris has been cooking without primetime edge rushers for a while. That is true. I do agree with that.
We need a sound drop, Victor, of Dan saying Moy 42's full name there.
Yeah. But oh man, I can't wait to see how all this unravels. I know it's going to be interesting. And then last but not least, I'm going to mix these two together because Connor and Albert basically did the same thing, and it's what Gilbert said a little bit ago. No team hiring Bill Belichick or Mike Vrabel, and I have to agree with. See, that's my biggest thing, especially because Moy loves that one, but especially because it's kind of like what Julian Edelman said the other day. Some teams just don't want to win. And that's evident. I mean, you want to win, but your style. Teams are afraid, and owners are afraid. I know in the NBA they say governors. Owners are afraid to kind of give up the keys and say, "Hey, maybe I'm too drunk to drive. Here you go. You drive." And I feel like, in a sense, Dean Spanos did that with the Chargers and said, "Jim, you drive. This is all you." But it's funny, DJ Fono. I was just at Costco and I saw those dinosaur chicken nuggets. They didn't have them for. They had my bad. They had them there for sampling or whatever, and they were still cold, so I couldn't go up and grab one.
You're brave, DJ.
Yeah. Those dino chicken nuggets are
they're good? I don't know. I thought they're like the ones you take from I shouldn't say this joke, but you go on a date and the person you're dating happens to have a kid, and you go eat them.
Oh yeah. You grab their fruit snacks and you grab all that stuff. Yeah, no, I completely agree. But just Athir, he's coming up after this segment, so just stay tight. But I definitely think that they all dropped the ball, especially because what you heard is that they were a little bit too overpowering. And I'm sure, in a sense, Bill Belichick's an alpha, Mike Vrabel's an alpha. Mike Vrabel's the kind of coach that you'd be worried more about him punching a player in the face than you would him saying something wrong or something like that. But I definitely think that Atlanta and I think Atlanta did a great job hiring Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson. I think those have been great. But at the same time, you could have had Bill Belichick or Mike Vrabel, and it's just crazy that he's with the Cleveland Browns of all teams. And they just gave their head coach an extension, right? Okay, so it's not like they brought him in just as oh, hey, if we have to kick this fool to the curb, we bring him in. But Mike Vrabel just wanted to coach Herbert, and if the Eagles fire Sirianni, watch out. It's funny. I just saw a clip the other day of Ben Johnson talking about it, and it sounded like that's where he wanted to go too. And that's why he decided. Wow. Yeah. He wanted to go to the Chargers.
Oh yeah.
He liked that scenario, and
that was a prime location because you have the freaking quarterback there.
Well, and it's funny. I asked the Chargers wide receivers coach Sanjay Lal. He's been in the league for a lot of years. I'm like, what attracted you to come here? He's like, the quarterback. He's like, are you kidding? I think that's why everybody wanted this job. And I was like, oh wow. And so I'm like, a wide receivers coach saying that's why he wanted the job.
Hey, it's job security, man. Yeah, better chance of winning.
And it's not just that, Gilbert. It catapults you into the possibilities of. Remember, after Staley's first year, there were a couple of coaches, and that was a 9-8 year that got head coaching job interviews and stuff. So you just never know. But yeah, going back to that, I just think it's crazy that they didn't hire either one of them. Will they come back? I don't know. No, Mike Vrabel will. But Bill Belichick, he did a really good job on Pat McAfee's show. He's done a really good job with some other stuff. He may just turn into a TV analyst and say, you know what? I made my mark. Yeah, Don Shula's all-time wins. That's awesome. But maybe I just relax and kind of take it easy and have fun with this. So, and you've seen him. You've seen him at Washington, the Cougars. You've seen him not with Cougars, at the Washington Cougars, where his son coaches, and you've seen him at other places. So I could definitely see him kind of sticking with that. But Mimsy says, Bill Belichick, I understand because of the recent events coming to light and him also wanting to be the GM. Mike Vrabel, though, completely blows my mind. Yeah, no, I and the thing is, Bill Belichick's always done it, so that's why. And I understand that Bill Belichick's the last good draft he had was 2013. The rest of them have been very questionable, but yet they still kept on winning. So that's incredible. Bill Belichick was better at recycling talent that other teams didn't want. Like I remember Kyle Van Noy told me, nobody really wanted me at one point, and then the Patriots traded for me, and Bill Belichick said, you've been used in a different way. We need to use you this way. And you're like, oh, wow, okay. And that's when Kyle Van Noy started coming out, and he played really well under the Patriots. So that's what they've always done. And I understand it. So, yeah, I agree with both Connor and Albert.
Yeah, I'll give Albert Breer the point here because I didn't think about this because a lot of these owners talk to each other. And I'm sure, Robert Kraft was saying, you know what? Yeah, Bill Belichick, he's a little difficult. He's a lot to kind of deal with. I don't know if you should do it. Same thing, Mike Vrabel. He's a little tough guy, kind of stubborn ways, has his own way. And I think Albert pointed out, well, that tells you owners are talking to the wrong people. Owners are just talking to people, with one agenda and one mindset. Like, talk to a whole variety of people to kind of get both sides. And also, like, the people you're talking to in your building, and you're asking, hey, what do you think about me bringing Bill Belichick? Those people might have an agenda saying, well, I don't want to get fired if Bill comes in. I don't want to deal with the hard-ass Mike Vrabel. So all these people in the building are saying, you know what, maybe you shouldn't do it. Talk to people who are not owners, people in your building, outside, maybe like, from a friend of a friend about Bill Belichick. It's like a real job interview. And I don't think these teams did that. And with the whole Bill Belichick, I guess, issue, I guess age was an issue for them. And I've been watching. Yes, I've been watching Suits. Don't get in trouble. Don't get sued, NFL. With Bill Belichick. So I get that. But like Mimsy said, the Mike Vrabel thing, I don't get it. This like age is not even a factor. Yeah, he's a hard ass, but you need that. Jim Harbaugh's a hard ass. You need that sometimes. So I don't understand what's going on. Hard ass, dragon ass, grab ass. Boom.
What's up, Nancy? How are you doing? Adir, he's coming up pretty soon. We're getting ready to present him. Moy is wondering if you're gonna be at Rams mini camp.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop by either tomorrow or Wednesday. Tomorrow, and it's a 2-day camp, or maybe the Rams do things kind of weird.
It was today and tomorrow, no?
No, or maybe I missed it. No, it's tomorrow and Wednesday, but I guess only one's open to the public. I mean, to the media, and then the other one's closed doors. So, and then the one from Tuesday, I don't think they're gonna do much. So the Rams like to do things differently.
I think
like
Eric told me to walk through.
Yeah, they have no rookie mini camp. They also kind of have like another half-ass word, mandatory mini camp, and then they get to it for training camp.
All right, interesting.
And it's weird that some teams like to do it last week, and some teams like to do it in the middle of June.
I asked, do you think Jim is gonna want to do the whole? Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, because Brandon sometimes would give him the no, I know, but Brandon would give him like the last day of, and would just cut it, and they're like, no,
they have 3 days, no.
They have 3 days, yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it'll definitely be interesting. But Gilbert, without further ado, he's here.
Thank you.
Oh, your boy is here. How in the hell are we doing, everybody? And,
who bumped you up? Are you doing that well in the program that you got moved up to a prime spot? Like,
what are you talking about?
You're buried in the back of the show, like an hour and 30
buried in the back. Isn't that funny?
27 minutes.
I'm not even going to acknowledge the stooge in that idiotic question. Let me tell you something. When you're prime time like your boy, prime time is the mid card, the beginning, the end. It doesn't matter where I come in, baby. That's when it's going. We're about to take off, my boy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think. But anyway, Gilberto.
The Rock?
Per my sources in my ear. No, not The Rock. That guy's a scumbag. Look, he's better than The Rock. I got the shirt on today.
I'm hoping you watched that shirt. You've been wearing it too many times.
I do the laundry every weekend. How dare you?
Oh,
are you saying because I'm a man I don't wash my clothes? That's kind of crazy.
No,
I'm in real time. What's going on?
I'm not a sexist here, okay?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's a joke, everybody. He's a great human being. I can't wait to see him.
Everybody's saying hi to you.
Scumbag. Hello, everybody. Hello. Your boy is here.
What's
anyway,
that? What's the name?
Oh, who? His?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. That stooge. That scumbag.
I think he meant Moy 42, not me, but that works too.
That's crazy.
Well, Nancy was asking.
That is crazy. My boy, I'm prime time. Just like, I'm like Tyson, dude. My defense is impregnable. My all glory be to Allah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Catholic.
I want to eat your children.
I want to eat your children. Oh, no. I was about to say the one you remember from the press conference after he got out of prison where he's talking to the guy in the crowd. Do you remember or no? Speaking of which, thank you for bringing this up. Let me tell you something. I want to let you all know something. I am now somewhat a real expert in the fight game. There you go. My boy. Are you in Canada, my guy? We'll bring you out to the White House if I get there. Book it. I'm gonna save America. No worries. I'm gonna launch a campaign from Mo's shop. So I'm gonna get some stock in that. And I'm
Dan,
anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say I've been a little expert in the fight game myself, my guy. I've been watching some old UFC fights, some Don Fry. What? I bet you don't know who that is.
I do. Wow.
Tim
what
Kennedy.
UFC 10 or something?
What? What? I saw some. I saw Tyson fight somebody. I can't remember. No,
Wow.
Evander Holyfield. I can't remember who it was, but it's all on YouTube.
The bike
And I'm
fight or the first one?
I actually watched George Foreman's movie. I was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I saw it on the plane recently too.
Yeah,
I
thought
saw.
it was crazy.
Yeah, it's something else, dude. These people are something else. But like, I was watching the Dom Fry versus. I'm gonna butcher his name. Yeah, there you go. My boy,
Wow.
Signor Vive Moi, saving me like always.
Look
Dom
at
Fry
that.
versus Kaya Takayama. Dude, his face at the
remember
end
that.
of that fight, my God. I was like, it's just so crazy. Like, there's a maintenance worker at
don't
the
even think that
undisclosed
was-
location where
Sorry.
I work. He's a boxing coach and everything else. He hates what the boxing game has become. So it's like he jokes with me. He's like, "What's up with your boy Ryan? What's up with your boy Ryan?" So today I saw him because I admitted he's my boy. He's been on the program twice. We'll get him a third time. That'll be, we'll build him a statue. No big deal.
Well, we got to bail him out first. But
Hey, if he'll come on the show and give us the exclusive, I'll bail his ass out. I'll go take a loan. But I told him, I was like, you see how they're attacking my boy? They're just randomly arresting him. He's being targeted. He starts laughing. He's like, there you go, stirring that shit up, trying to get me wound up.
damn,
that's what I
Nancy
do.
says those who wait last are those who that get the best. So
That's
there
right.
you go.
It's just like the Beatitudes. Those
and
who are
if
last shall be first.
By the way, Athir said, let's go, my boy in the house. He's excited to see Dan
wow.
Daygo.
That's how bad it become to a theater that he likes Dan now.
I guess
Well,
so. Gilbert or Dan, if Justin Herbert and his receivers go off in training camp, who is more concerned, Jesse Minter or Coach Harbaugh? So
I
he's
don't
asking-
think. Yeah, I don't think it's really a worry though. Like if he's lighting up the defense, like the thing you have to understand about practice is like they have so much time together that they kind of know each other, if that makes sense. So the receivers know what the DBs don't like, the DBs know what the receivers don't like, and it just spreads out throughout that whole position. Because I mean, in all honesty, and you guys have seen it before, and I've seen it at the high school level, there's periods where the offense will kick the defense's ass, vice versa. There's a period where it's a stalemate. So it just really depends. I wouldn't be worried at all. Now, I'd be worried if you're in training camp and you're doing a joint practice and they get lit up by, whoever's in town, especially if they get lit up by the Raiders. No offense to Vic, the producer, and everybody else. No. The Raiders should not be lighting you up
They
in
wouldn't.
the air.
I don't think they do a joint practice with the Raiders.
Well, but you know what I'm saying? Like whoever it is, like, even Derek Carr.
Derek Carr last year.
Derek Carr should not be lighting you up like that. He is not that guy. Oh, Mimsy, there you go, bringing her up. How excited are you with the rumor Charlotte Flair is close to coming back? I hope she retires. She should go retire right off in the sunset, do what her dad didn't do, retire early, enjoy her life, just stay out.
Still going probably, so I don't think she's going to retire.
And you know what's funny? I would rather watch Ric Flair than Charlotte Flair because Charlotte Flair is Ric Flair 2.0 in a female version. Like, I don't need it. Like, there he is, the son of Odin. What does it say? Perfect tan? Oh, my God. Look at those photos. How can anyone doubt my boy? You know what I'm saying? He's the face of the league, and no one wants to admit it.
Face of the league.
He's a dog. By the way, what was the engagement question of the week? I was doing some school stuff over here.
Oh, worst NFL offseason move from any team.
That was the engagement? Frown, I thought you said it was something about Tua.
No,
Well,
you dumb.
Well, if the Dolphins would have paid Tua, then that could have been the worst. But
that is the worst. That is the worst. Because let me tell you something. Why you would waste money on Tua, and I know everybody's going to say he's been more playoff games than Justin Herbert.
No, they have the same amount.
No,
No,
he was
2-1.
Two. No, Herbert doesn't have 2 playoff games. He
Yeah,
only has
2-1.
No,
Yeah,
Tua's been
Tua.
to 2 playoffs.
Tua's 2, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I guess you're not counting the one he got hurt. Yeah,
I wasn't counting the one he got hurt. Is it 2 or 1?
Well, technically the team.
Who cares?
Twice.
Who cares? He could be to
But
800.
Skylar Thompson
guy-
filled in because the guy can't stay healthy. But yeah,
Well, but you see what I'm saying? Mike McDaniel made Skylar Thompson look better than Tua. What are we doing?
Dan,
What are we doing?
Dan, speaking of that,
If they pay him, they get what they deserve, just like the
Nancy,
Falcons. That's not gonna
Nancy's,
do it.
just to make him wait
Nancy's,
like Dak.
it seems like Nancy
That's
has what's it called?
I
She
can't
knows
believe you
exactly
said
what I'm
it-
going to do next.
Okay, let's see it.
Chris Sims came out with his top quarterbacks.
Dude, this is the
list.
guy. This is the guy.
The
How's he gonna put
unicorn.
Burrow? He was hurt all of last year.
Wow, damn. Okay,
Stafford? Ugh, he's going off of history.
that's not
This
that
is-
bad. Top 6 for Herbert.
Are you high? Are you intoxicated? Hey, Vic, the producer, today, He better be pissing in a cup. We need a drug test here at Compas on the beat. I don't know what's going
If
on.
you haven't
over here.
forgotten, it's 2024. You can smoke weed. It's okay.
Are you? How dare you? It's still illegal in the federal government, guy. That's illegal. How dare you?
California.
How dare you? But anyway, what the hell is this? The guy you can't repeat. Scatter to west right tight, F left, 372 Y6 C spot. That's the guy who's making this list. Let me tell you right now, Josh Allen isn't better than the son of Odin. That's for shit sure. Let me tell you, Joe Burrow's not better than the son of Odin. That's for shit sure. He's already gotten, I think head to head, he's beaten him. No, I like Burrow, but no, I would not take him over the son of Odin. Lamar Jackson, sure as shit. I don't care about his MVP trophies. He is not better than Justin Herbert. And Matthew Stafford, no. Give me the son of Odin every single time. You know what's funny the other day, Gilberto? On the NFL YouTube, they put an hour of Justin Herbert's highlights. Guess how many times I watched that thing, dude? I watched that thing like 4 hours, the son of Odin just slinging it.
Christ.
Slinging it.
Who else was in the live chat for that?
Dan, by the way,
I should have
did you see this video? You know Herbert's always kind of hid from the cameras and stuff. Look at this.
That's because he's a dog.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, baby. For one.
Oh, Juan landed the green.
Wow.
He landed the green.
Where's the video camera?
They're rolling.
He likes the cameras now, man, on stage with the country guy.
The thing is, you have to understand, he understands, like, there's so much money to be made because he's so marketable, especially in LA. Don't tell me he's not. Who do you want to see in a commercial? That Kermit the Frog looking imitation with a family who has DUI, allegedly a DUI assault charges or whatever, allegedly. Then pouring frozen champagne on fans in the stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the son of Odin, who's just perfect. Just everything. He's infallible. Everything he does is amazing.
He's a little too perfect. I'll give you that.
There you go. See, my boy knows. I watched 60 Minutes. There you go. You're never too young. Let me tell you, my boy, I got my nephew a Real Madrid jersey for his first communion last year. There's no such thing as too young. There's no such thing.
Dan, by the way, do you sometimes have to pinch yourself? Oh, Dan, there you go. Theo's asking if you think he'll be in the MVP race come December.
I don't care about the MVP. The MVP is stupid. It doesn't mean anything. It's like the Ballon d'Or. It's a popularity contest. I'm sure he's not interested. The only MVP I want him to win, Super Bowl MVP. Let him win it 8 times. I'm not selfish.
You can still win MVP and lose, you know.
Hey. I don't need negativity, guys.
Sorry.
Dan,
you're the reason we get so much hate and negativity.
Do you sometimes pinch yourself and in knowing that this guy is is now your head coach?
You know, I just don't believe it.
Have you seen from day one since you've entered the building with Justin?
Die.
Okay,
Jim Hill.
He's got a lot of humility. Somebody that is so incredible. So ever since I was a kid, I just watch other quarterbacks. You know, whether it's punt, pass, and kick. You know, whether it was whatever team I was on, and I'm looking at them. I'm watching them. I'm evaluating them. Can I beat this person out? Where do I need to get better? I remember when I went and worked out Colin Kaepernick when he was coming out of Nevada. I was like, I want him on our team because he would be tough for me. Yeah,
Kaepernick Herbert comparisons. I love that.
Hey,
and
don't you dare.
And when I look at Justin, I mean, there's not a gene in his body I wouldn't trade with immediately.
Dog.
You know, he's incredible. Name something. You know, motion landmark where he snaps the ball. He's had 3 coordinators in the last 3 years, but he's picked up this system, you know, better than, you know, most all of the coaches except for Greg Roman. And then the arm talent is off the charts. Like I said, there's not a gene I wouldn't take of his, and he does it all from this perspective. What's in his heart is everybody else. You know.
You know, it's funny. He's talking about him having coordinators, 3 or 4, 3 head coaches, 4 coordinators. But you know, what the hell do I know? I don't know diddly squat. That doesn't attribute to anything. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's almost like I wake up. It's like I party at night. I wake up with no hangover, knowing the son of Odin is my quarterback and Jim Harbaugh is my head coach. If we don't win a Super Bowl in this window, it's over. Just wrap it up, put it in a bowl. Exactly.
Dan,
Oh
listen to
my God! You take
Dak
me,
Prescott
Pete?
is asked about not going into the season without a contract.
What the hell is blockchain.com?
That's a good point.
Last year for you, last year for you guys, coach, all that stuff. Does it raise any urgency as you're going into this season?
This is the urgency you should always have, to be honest. So maybe guys who normally wouldn't feel it. So I don't mind it. Been in this position before. I'm a gambling man. Will gamble on myself and my guys. So not actually, guys. I understand. I understand doing a lot of shit with that. So not that way. Just.
He's gonna gamble on himself, Dan.
I'm so over it. I don't know what he's thinking. Like, what did he make before? 40 million, 45 or whatever?
No, this year he's due to make 60. No,
what are these quarterbacks think?
That's the cap hit. But
yeah.
But yeah, he's not making. Well, there's no quarterback making 60 mil per year.
No. But I meant like with everything, he's gonna be making about 60.
Yeah, I think this is the last year of his guaranteed money.
Yep.
I don't even understand why. If I was Jerry Jones, okay, here's what I do:
get in the shower.
I'd turn on the shower, put it nice and warm, and I'm thinking about my quarterback situation. Okay, then I say, that Bill Belichick's about my age now. He might be a pain in the ass, but he might. So was Jimmy Johnson. He was a good old boy. Brought me 2 Super Bowls, basically built me a 3rd. Mike McCarthy not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Dak not going to do it. I just don't understand. I think you had a good point of they need to move on. Like, what more do you need to see from Dak? That's why I don't get, like, that. Just so any Cowboy fan understands, your best time to win a Super Bowl was Dak and Zeke's rookie year because the offense was rolling. You didn't even need the defense. And what did you decide to do like morons? Took the ball out of Zeke's hands and put it into Dak, and that is why philosopher Dr. Aaron Rodgers came back and beat the Dallas Cowboys in that game at home. Well, like, what are we even talking about? I just don't understand what else we need to see from Dak. I can tell you about Dak. I can tell you about Tua. I can tell you about Jared. I can tell you about Lamar. Take your pick. I've seen enough, dude. Guess who I haven't seen enough of? And that is the son of Odin. I can never see enough of them.
Speaking
God
of
lightning, Gilberto.
Mike McDaniel, listen to what he says right here, Dan.
That's Mike McDaniel? Looks like Eminem.
Staff meetings at different times during the day, and I had
I saw this.
Every staff meeting I put like at 7:24 or 3:24 or 5:24, like the number 24. Okay,
not for Kobe.
Nothing. That's how many years it's been since the organization's won a playoff game. We are going to hear about that come playoff time. You think?
Yeah.
So to me, you do that to empower
right there
guys.
is why you don't pay Tua. 24
coming,
freaking years, you haven't won crap.
I agree.
From it.
But that to me
what was
is
getting
like,
at? This dude was talking halfway through it. I couldn't get the rest of it. He already saw the clip.
The whole point is
the clip. So he felt the need to
every meeting is 24 minutes after the hour because they haven't won crap in 24 years. That's
he wants the number 24 to be in like into their mind.
I love it. I love that.
Oh,
that's
really?
Symbolism.
I thought it was kind of
no. It's a daily reminder. That's to feed the fire.
Well, nothing has worked. I'm with it too.
Now, what you do to change that to 1 or 0, get Tua's ass out of there. That's what you got to do. I'm telling you, the one read pony is not going to do it. We saw that. Every time what did they say, Gilberto? Your stooges up there, they're not the blue check mark brigade anymore, but all these highbrow fancy people in the sports media world, what were they saying after they dropped 70 on the Broncos? Oh, they're gonna do it. They're so good. And then what happened?
They ran to Gilberto's Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, don't even remind me. A stooge at Moe's saw this coming a mile away. And I told him, this guy is not the guy, dude. He's not the guy.
Dan Athir is saying that he thinks Thule will be the Super Bowl MVP in 2026.
Oh my God, no.
Who cares?
And
I don't care. As long as they win
42-17.
Good. I hope it's 42-0.
Can we get the Dan's list now? People are getting off the rails.
No. Dan's list will be next week. We have
we're gonna do it again. All right.
Yeah, we got overrated quarterbacks.
Yeah, because I thought you're getting started with Dak and Tua. Might as well.
I know, right? Might as well. That's already 2 of them on the list right there.
Dan, what did you make of this quarterback list?
Oh my!
Oh no!
Now you're going to try and get me into trouble. Now you're gonna try. I don't even know who this Kelly lady is. Who's this Kelly
no.
lady?
Let me just tell you. I actually used to work with Kelly, and I was like,
what does that matter?
What the hell did she? What is she seeing? But apparently, she was forced to take some dumb QB test, and that's what came out. And the social media team did her dirty and put that on there, and she got ripped to shreds. Yeah.
Well, because it's all about clicks. You're going to tell me Lamar Jackson and Brock Purdy are the top 2? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Send me this list on paper, and I'll wipe my ass with it later. Where's my... Oh, I like this list now. I take it back.
That should be a hit at the analytics community if you're making a QB test.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Justin Herbert, 12. Yeah, these guys are stupid. I don't even know what to say. Like, they're just dumb as shit. How are you going to put him at 12?
Look at that number 7.
Who's that? Yeah. I don't understand where they get this. Like, dude, Tua can't even sling the rock. Like, we were supposed to.
Sam Howell on the list. Like,
look at number 16. Look at number 16.
How is Penix already there? He hasn't even played a snap in the NFL. What are we doing? Speaking of analytics, now I'm starting to get pissed. Speaking of analytics, those nerds are the problem and the reason why Mike Vrabel didn't get hired. I bet some nerd in one of these interviews said, hey, Mike, well, if you take the square root of this and it's 62% of that, he said, kiss my ass, get out of the way. We're going to play hard-nosed football. Get out of here with your computers, your journals, your diaries.
What do you think about number 21?
Who's 21? Oh, my. Hey, by the way, Gilberto, your Cardinals are screwed. Guess when the new Call of Duty comes out?
When?
October 6th or something like that. You're screwed.
Damn.
October 26th.
I was hoping like December, so I get a couple more wins there for my team.
There you go.
The team 2024.
They're trash, dude. So right now? We should do a ranking of that Gilberto's teams for next season. That's what we should do.
Yeah, they're like teams.
Let's do that. Let's do that next 10.
We should all have like our team, like for like not all like fan, but like more that team's gonna surprise.
No, that's what I'm talking about. He's not a fan. Okay, to the listeners, let me say this again. They're not fans. They're reporters. You don't like that they are critical of your team. It is what it is. Build a bridge, get over it. I don't know what to tell you. Move on with your life.
You have your Lions, you have your Jaguars. Seems like that,
Yeah. I love the underdog. That's the problem because I'm a dog. But anyway, so next week, this is what we're going to do. 10-ish minutes with Dan and Daygo.
You're been like 20 already, by the way.
I said ish. If you listen, apparently listening comprehension is not needed for the media, clearly. We're going to do 10. Oh, sorry. You're going to do your top 5 teams to look out for, and I'll do my top 5 overrated quarterbacks. That's what we'll do next week.
All right.
There you go. That'll be fun. So I can crap on all your favorite teams.
Lastly, Dan, before you leave, we want to leave you on a high note.
Where's this at?
Jay Uso, but look at
how they're Leon?
No, this was last weekend, wherever I can't remember where they were.
I drafted that guy on my team, by the way.
Shut up, idiot. You guys stole players from me or wrestlers from me. I hope you're ready.
I got him in the 5th round, by the way.
Guess who's going to be world champion this weekend at Clash of the Castle?
Yeah, for 5 seconds, and then somebody's going to
Scotland forever.
All right, Dan.
You're a hater. By the way, you didn't even bring up the Caleb Williams video. All right.
That's hold on.
That's how it is. It's all good. Yeah, that's all good. That's another one of Gilberto's boys.
That's another one of Gilberto's boys. I apologize. I know you were. Huh?
You had him at 11-6.
Yes, we just already had this conversation.
You doubt me at 14-3 for the Chargers?
Okay,
dude. Where's? Okay. Oh yeah, you've already said her name. Where's Caroline at? You need to piss today, dude. You are on some drugs here right now, saying that the Bears are going to go 11-6. No, they're not, guy.
You don't know that.
No, they're not. Look at this. All
right. I'm glad you brought this up.
Stooge.
Who gives a crap? It's practice. Like,
and that's the problem.
I could record a video of Herbert missing a throw in practice and make a whole big deal about it.
And we'd slander the hell out of you because we know that's a lie. You didn't miss it. What are you talking about? Let me tell you something.
Do you know what he was saying? Oh, hell no. You have no idea.
Who cares what he said?
I hate this time of year when people get the film and they show it like, oh, look at it.
Who cares what he said? You know what he's thinking?
Or he's going through a half-ass walkthrough or doing a terrible route here. Like, who cares?
What do you mean, who cares? How you do one thing is how you do everything. You know what this tells me right here? This guy thinks he's arrived. This guy thinks he's arrived. You know how big number one quarterbacks, how often when they're wrong, they set back the franchise decades. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm looking at this like, good God Almighty.
Maybe Keenan ran the wrong route. Who you don't know that?
You
know
wow.
they're new together. Like that's what happens in practice.
Wow, I didn't know. Now we're just gonna blame Keenan.
I'm gonna do off-season pet peeves, and that's one of them.
That's
Who gives a crap?
crazy.
Well, I think where Dan's coming from is that Caleb needs to earn his stripes. He's not like if this was Matthew Stafford or Mahomes or one of those guys, you'd be like, oh, okay, like whatever. But this is a rookie quarterback. Like that's
especially if he's running a fade.
I get it, but you guys don't know the context of what's going on in this video, and everybody.
I know the context. I know the context. What you're telling me is like, don't believe your lies.
Look at Keenan shake his head at the end.
But he could be mad at himself for, oh crap, I thought this was going to be this and that. You don't know that.
He could be mad at himself? Oh, I should have ran a slant when I ran a fade and the ball got here. Are you kidding me?
I forgot. You guys are part of the Bears coaching staff. You know what's going to happen here.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Pay some respect.
I forgot you guys are good part of
my sources.
But that on turn can be used against you to say, oh, well, you knew exactly what they were supposed to do. And
no, I'm just saying, why are we making a big deal when there shouldn't be a big fuss?
Because how many more times did I tell you? The guy thinks he's already arrived. It's not going to go
okay,
well.
but that's a different topic, not this video. But get this crap off my screen. It's a pet peeve.
Wow.
It's like when players say, I'm in the best shape of my life. Who the hell cares? Just go perform on the field when the game matters. Those will be my pet peeves of the summer. I hate this.
I can't wait. Gilberto, I can't wait because I need to look at this Bears schedule now, and I'm gonna make my own little prediction.
Next week, Dan will predict the Bears schedule.
What? I gotta get a couple surprises every now and then. They have a good roster. Obviously, the quarterback is a big factor there, and
he had the Minnesota Vikings going 3-14.
I'll tell you this: Ryan Poles jumped the gun when he said on Adam Schefter's podcast that Caleb Williams is the quarterback you win because of, not you win with. That's a high praise for a guy who's done crap in the league.
Win because of.
Yeah, like CJ Stroud, you win because of
at USC. What are you talking about?
No, Gilbert. No. Gilbert. Well, Dan is
saying the GM.
No. Dan is throwing that at Ryan Poles. He's not.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. You want to get mad and criticize Ryan Poles? You're jumping.
He didn't win anything at USC. They brought in Lincoln Riley to win natties, and they won the Taco Who Gives a Shit Bowl. Are you kidding me? They got mayonnaise dumped on them like morons. Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't even want to hear it. The biggest competition he played was Notre Dame, and Notre Dame doesn't even know how many defensive players are on the field at a time, for God's sake.
Supposedly he said that when he was asked about Justin Fields. That's some shade there, Justin.
I don't know what to tell you, guy. Justin Fields, Mimsy, I said that. Everyone
Mimsy, in about 10 or 15 minutes, we will predict Clash at the Castle. Dan, give us one prediction for Clash of the Castle.
McIntyre, world champion. Shout out. I can't wait,
right. Dude. Dan, don't go anywhere. We'll bring you back. We appreciate you. That was Dan and Daygo. Obviously, Gilbert wanted to see him early today.
I didn't know.
So that's his guy. But all right, Gilbert, let's jump over into a little comeback, compas.
Yes.
Gilbert, this weekend, you and I will both be at the Tank Davis and David Benavidez fight. Let's start off with Benavidez. What are you expecting when he goes up against Alexander? Oh crap, Vosdick.
That's pretty good, but
okay,
that's not that bad.
Okay, what do you expect? Like, does he need to K him to knock him out? And then grab the microphone, pull a WWE, and pull a Canelo. Canelo, where are you, my friend? 1, 2. Do you think Canelo's there?
Oh no, he would not be at the fight. He's not. Like, obviously, when you're the best, and speaking of face of whatever,
they call you out.
They call you out. He won't be there, and it's actually kind of funny because after Canelo beat Jaime Munguia, he kept pointing at the crowd.
Yeah,
and people thought he was trying to tell Benavidez come into the ring. He was pointing at Peso Pluma and all the Grupo Firme guy. I forgot Edwin. All the Mexican singers to come up to the ring, and Benavidez was behind them. Benavidez was like talking to me, so it was a little embarrassing there for him. It wasn't for him. So Canelo's trying this whole thing. We're like, who are you? You're a nobody, and pay me $200 million to fight this guy who's a nobody. So going off of that, and the best way to get Canelo is build a name for yourself, have a dominant win. If you knock out, I call him the Nail because his nickname, the Nail, Jivo. What did you had it better than I can't say it. but Alexander, Jibo, the nail. If you knock him out, Bosque, there you go, in dominant fashion, and maybe inside 8 rounds, and now you hear the whispers turn into shouting. What the hell are you doing, Canelo? Stop ducking the guy. He's a monster. You're afraid of him. You need a dominant performance and knock out the guy. He's a former light heavyweight champion. He hasn't really done much in the last few years. I remember he was a top prospect for Top Rank. So when I heard his name resurface, I'm like, oh, okay, a nice little step up fight. It's not the best fight for David Benavidez. So when you got somebody you're supposed to be better than, you better immediately take care of the guy, knock him out, and then obviously do your call out for Canelo Alvarez. And all signs point to Canelo, maybe fighting Terrence Crawford. If I'm Benavidez and you knock out the nail there, you better say, hey, oh, you're ducking me. You're going to go fight Terrence Crawford. The guy's so small, welterweight champion. You're a super middleweight. That'll be a B word out to do that. So I think Benavidez needs to be dominant, call him out, put pressure on Canelo, and make that fight happen.
So obviously, we know that Tank Davis was with Floyd Mayweather. So before in the past, he's going to be going up against Frank Martin. Is Tank basically pointing at the easy work and saying to take that line from Floyd Mayweather and saying, oh, this will be easy work. Y'all are going to remember who I am? Or do you feel like Frank will give him a little bit of a tough time, especially because his trainer is also Ryan Garcia's trainer, and I don't think he wasn't his trainer for the Gervonta fight, but I'm sure he's seen the film and he kind of knows what style might not slow down, but at least give Tank a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I think on paper for Tank Davis, this could be his toughest fight. I think his toughest fight to date is Pitbull Cruz, but it's a little similar because when Pitbull Cruz fought Tank Davis, nobody thought Pitbull had a chance. Nobody knew the name Pitbull, and then he pushed Tank Davis and he became a star in the boxing world, especially in the Mexican boxing community. So it could be something like that because at the time Pitbull didn't have like a resume. You didn't really see his signature victories, but he looked tough, and obviously you want to get that Mexican audience, so they put him against Gervonta Tank Davis. It kind of backfired because they were not expecting that type of tough fight. I think this time around, they're expecting Frank Martin to be good. Like, you're at the point with Tank Davis where you can't be cherry picking. You need to have some good fights here. But he's a good fighter who hasn't been tested. So the Mayweather kind of method, selective picking there, where you go from cherry picking to like, okay, let's bring it up a notch, a little tougher competition level. But like guys who haven't been tested or too experienced, haven't gone in deep waters, that's Frank Martin. He's about to be, I think, 28, 29. That's kind of older for a boxer who hasn't been tested like that. So the competition level is going to go pretty high up. But he passes the eye test. It's going to be a good, tough competition. So, obviously I'm going to take Tank Davis to win. Same thing with David Benavidez. But I think Frank Martin could definitely push Gervonta. And maybe if Gervonta is overlooking Frank Martin and maybe trying to fight Lomachenko at the end of the year, that could maybe cause him some issues. But like I mentioned, I think Tank Davis is one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters on the planet. I think very highly of him in terms of being a fighter, dangerous uppercut, good footwork. He has it all. So I think he's going to knock him out.
I agree with you on both fights. When it comes to Tank, is that kind of what he's looking at next? Lomachenko, and obviously for Benavidez, calling out Canelo in a sense if they both win?
I would do it because, again, like I mentioned, you go from cherry picking to, okay, tougher competition, but no experience. Now you go to tough, but with experience, but older. That's the last kind of hurdle. A guy who's a little older, but experienced, but tough, that's Lomachenko. And then to kind of finish the Mayweather thing is you fight an elite fighter in their prime who's been tested. And maybe that could be down the line. I don't know if it could be Ryan Garcia again because we've seen it again. But the thing with Tank though, he's small. So what's the limit for him? Is it 140? Do you go try fighting Shakur Stevenson, who's not really a big name but very skillful fighter? So that's kind of like the path for Tank Davis. And I'll say this real quick, kind of a random thought, Fernando. I do like that Tank Davis left the Mayweather brand. He was in the shadow of Floyd Mayweather there, and then we went to that press conference in Vegas before the Canelo Munguia fight. He started talking. He started promoting himself. He started being a star and being his own mouthpiece because Mayweather was doing all the talking. He's like, yeah, I'm the protege. I'm the next guy up and coming. And we rarely heard from the guy. Then we heard him at that press conference. He was funny and outgoing. And then he's hanging out with Canelo Alvarez to kind of raise his profile because I'm sure Mayweather was saying, why are you going to hang out with Canelo? You got me. And he's hanging out with Canelo, having a good time with the Munguia Canelo fight. I like that different side of Gervonta. Obviously, stay out of trouble. I remember, I think at the press release said he kind of, hated being in, I guess, that fake jail. He had nothing else to do but tweet. and it kind of gave him a little wake up call. So we'll see what he does for this next kind of chapter in his career.
Yeah, no, and what did he say? He's like, I'm gonna have to take it. He's like, I feel bad for this guy. I'm gonna have to take out all my frustrations on him. And you're like, damn. Gilbert, by the way, you did mention Ryan Garcia, obviously friend of the show. He's been on here before, but this was a video of him on last week. I think it was June 8th. Was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday. Yeah. He was arrested at the Beverly Hills Hotel. That's where we were for the Canelo one, right? The presser.
I want to say that's where it was too. The name sounded very familiar.
Okay, yeah, that's where we were, Gilbert. And just what are your thoughts right now of what happened? Supposedly, allegedly, he vandalized his hotel room, and then he came out into the hallway or whatever and started vandalizing that as well, according to TMZ.
You know, I kind of want to have some mixed feelings here. Obviously, the old school guy in me, the hard ass, the tough guy's like, enough is enough, man. You're a grown man now. Stop doing dumb crap like that. But then also you think about what he's gone through with the mental health stuff, and then also I think he announced that his mom has breast cancer, so that can't be easy to deal with. And then all the pressure that he's had, and obviously when you try to troll that hard and promote that hard, you start maybe believing your lies sometimes, or then you have a big victory like that. And you start feeling yourself sometimes, and you do dumb crap like that, and you add it with the whole personal stuff with the mom being sick. And I don't know, maybe he did some dumb choices. I'm not really sure exactly what he did to. I think I read $15,000 in damage at the hotel room. So obviously they called the cops there, and they weren't having, especially that type of hotel where it's kind of like a historic kind of hotel. You don't want to mess around kind of history with that. So, obviously he has to grow up. Maybe he needs some time away. Stop trying to promote a fight with Earl Spence Jr. Stop trying to fight Sebastian Fundora. All these dumb fights are just because you're trying to promote and keep your name in the headlines. Take a break, chill out, be with your mom, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. But part of me is kind of like, dude, like enough is enough. Like then he got popped for the whole steroids thing. Again, I don't know what to believe, but just knowing his track record and his background of kind of doing some weird stuff, shady stuff, I don't know what to believe. Like I would want to side with the whole, being a good promoter and also dealing with the stuff at home. With him, it's kind of like it gets tiring after a while. So I don't know what to say or what to lean on here. But obviously, take some time away, chill out, be with your family.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue. Also, is that so many people depend on him that it's like, okay, like I'm sure that pressure also is a lot. I mean, I'm sure his whole family kind of depends on him for all that stuff. So it's just sad to see, especially with because he's so talented, and it's not just the boxing side, but the social media side. I mean, the guy, people like watching him. I mean, you saw that. I just put a 6-second TikTok of him on a horse, and I got like almost 2 million views on it on Terra, 1.5 or something like that. People care about the guy, and people want to see what the guy does.
1.7 million views on our YouTube channel for the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, there's been a lot of different things that he obviously has brought, but just hopefully he can get it together and kind of get it going, because obviously the dude's talented, and I'm sure he's going through a lot right now. But and like you said, sometimes, I mean, and I know I kind of throw it back to wrestling, but that's kind of the beast that I know more. I've heard wrestlers before say that sometimes they believe the character that they are, and sometimes they turn into that character, especially when they've been drinking or doing other stuff. And that's kind of the risk that you run, because sometimes you turn into that. I mean, you saw the movie The Mask, right?
Yeah.
With Jim Carrey. Well, if you remember, the doctor, the psychiatrist, whatever you want to call him, the guy tells him we all wear masks, like we all are different people and everything. And that's the interesting part. Sometimes these guys believe all that, and they believe that they're bigger than the world, and they should get everything. And I'm not saying that's Ryan, but I'm just saying sometimes you see all that stuff and you believe all that stuff. So
it's not a lie if you believe it.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully that's why right now when Dan and I and Melissa were driving back from Costco, and Dan's like, yeah, my hot takes. I'm like, what do you mean hot takes? Your right takes. He's like, exactly, my right takes. And I just started laughing. I'm like, this guy. But yeah, hopefully Ryan kind of gets it. I mean, is able to get it together. And I mean, Gilbert, you saw Brooklyn was pro Ryan Garcia. They wanted to see Ryan Garcia win. So hopefully he can get it together. Don Corion says, "Good afternoon, fellas. How you doing, man?" Gilbert, before
love the name, love the picture.
I know. Before we head over to wrestling, you spoke about Ryan Garcia and how much damage he did to the hotel room. Well, there's a rumor out there that Ryan and Devin have not been paid for the fight, and Golden Boy came out and said, as we have always done with all of our fighters, Golden Boy paid Ryan and Devin exactly what they were owed under their contracts. As with all pay-per-view events, revenue comes in over time, and additional payments will be made when more money is received. If they aren't aware of this fact, we would hope that their managers are, or perhaps Ryan and Devin should pay more attention to their contracts than their social media feeds.
You would never see that type of statement in the NFL world, by the way.
Dude, that would never happen. And this seems like Oscar de la Hoya kind of statement. But Gilbert, what and I think go ahead and
I'm just trying to think of the date. So the fight was April 20th, 420, right?
I think it's been 50 days, and they have 90 days to pay them.
I've never been paid millions of dollars. I don't know how long it takes, but usually
that's kind of what I've been
a month, right? After a month, you kind of either get a stipend, or after, obviously not, it's not bi-weekly for these type of salaries. So
no, hell no.
I'm sure they get an ante, and then you start hearing what other fighters have said about Golden Boy, and Canelo Alvarez has been at the forefront of this. Like, hey, Oscar's a little shady here, but you know what? It hasn't been that long. I'm sure they'll get their money eventually. But with all the promotion, all the money put into it, we did see the venue at the Barclays wasn't totally filled to capacity. We also know about illegal streaming that might have hurt the pay-per-view numbers. So, hey, maybe they're hurting for money, but I'm not gonna say all that. I think De La Hoya, who's made a lot of money in his career, who's been a good promoter in his career, there's been some bad, but a lot of good too. So I'm gonna try to be patient with them, and I think they're young kids who do spend a lot of time on social media. So I don't blame De La Hoya for making that shot there.
And if you notice, De La Hoya just copy and pasted. So I don't know if he's the one that wrote it or what.
Oh, for sure, he said that.
Yeah. So that was I
do like that his side of a promoter is kind of like Dana White, but like, I don't care what you say. He's picking fights with Canelo, picking fights with Ryan Garcia, and it's like, hey, sometimes you kind of need that for the promotion.
No, I completely agree with you when it comes to that. That's just, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, because I think they have 90 days from what I read. So so that'll be interesting.
You know what's weird too? They released that statement even though they already knew that Ryan Garcia got arrested. They care more about them not being able to pay people. They cared about changing that narrative and not with Ryan Garcia being arrested.
Mimsy says Golden Boy has had too many shady deals for me to put any trust in them, especially lately. Yeah, no, that's completely I completely understand that. Gilbert, this will be the 100th boxing event at the MGM this weekend. Some of the best fights, obviously, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. versus Frankie Randall, George Foreman, Michael Moore, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield 2, the bite fight, obviously. Juan Manuel Marquez KOing Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather versus De La Hoya. Which has kind of been your favorite, Gilbert, or which one's the one that stands out the most to you?
Yeah, there's so many. When I found out, that Tank Davis and Frank Martin is going to be the 100th main event boxing event at the MGM Grand Arena, I started thinking about all the fights that occurred there in 1994 when they opened the hotel there in the arena. Before that, the big place in Las Vegas was the outdoor arena at the Caesars Palace. A lot of great fights occurred, but then it moved over to indoors at the MGM Grand. Now it's going to be T-Mobile Arena. But I love the atmosphere at the MGM Grand. I got to cover a couple of fights there when I was in Las Vegas. It's not the biggest venue. I think it seats about 12,000 or 14,000. And T-Mobile was 20,000. So a little more intimate setting. And that's that's during the days when you used to sit ringside, not when they sold out the ringside seats for the rich people. But you're right there, man. I even watched Conor McGregor there knock out Jose Aldo. Amazing venue, and you're gonna experience that for Tank Davis and Frank Martin, historic. But you mentioned the movie, the George Foreman movie, when he beat Michael Moore in 1994 when he was 45 years old. He came back to fight because he needed money to build the church, right? And nobody thought he's gonna beat a heavyweight world champion. He did it at 45 years old, and then he got the Foreman grill, and it took off. Like, it's wild how much his career changed from being this dominant monster who was a Mike Tyson before Mike Tyson, Then he got beaten by Muhammad Ali. That's a story right there. And he had to reinvent himself. He retired. He went a different path. He was nicer to people. And then he needed money, and he comes back at 45. By the way, Manny Pacquiao saying he might come back and fight.
I
45.
saw that.
So,
yeah,
I don't want to. He did win a couple times. He beat Keith Thurman. I don't know if he should come back, but hey, George Foreman
if
did
it's
it.
in Vegas, we have to be there.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. But I don't like when older fighters come back. But then
Neither
I got to remember about George Foreman doing that. Obviously, Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield 2 was a bite fight. And then one that, I'll give you the last two here. Juan Manuel Marquez knocking out Manny Pacquiao in 2012, one of the, most devastating knockouts around the world and one of the most surprising. And then this one, I like to highlight Mayweather versus De La Hoya in 2007. I know exactly where I was for that one. That's when you saw Mayweather go from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather. And he pretty much took the star power from De La Hoya because he's on the way out, beat him, and then became Money Mayweather, and the career took off right there.
And that's all she wrote. Gilbert, real quick, did you hear about this upcoming fighter? There's this fighter that's supposedly kind of making the rounds right now. Let me grab this clip. There's this fighter right now that I saw, and I didn't know if is that it? Yeah. What do you think about this fighter right here? What do you think about that fighter?
So who's the fighter? The big man or the one taking the hits?
The big man.
Huh? It's not Andy Ruiz?
You asked. That's me.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
You have the hoodie on. Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell. What do you mean? Andrew Ruiz is a former world champion. That's a compliment.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
Wow. When did you do that?
This morning.
Oh shit. Oh,
at 5:30 a.m.
Damn, look at that, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've always wanted to kind of, get some boxing training. I did it for when I was a teenager. I quit like in 2 months, man. It was difficult.
Oh, really? No,
But
it's tough. Cool. That's my trainer right there. So he
really
he fought on one of Canelo's undercards. He was a boxing he's boxed before. He's talked about going back into the ring. So yeah, no, he's a great guy, and
awesome.
He's been helping me out, and it's honestly, it's been a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Was that your first time doing that?
No. I've been doing that. Like he's done the speed bag stuff, but he like tells me, he's like, bro, he's like, you need to breathe. He's like, you don't breathe. So I want to hear you yell out like and I'm like,
yeah.
I just feel so weird doing that. But yeah, he's like, you don't breathe. I'm like, okay. So I need that's my one thing I do need to do. I do need to breathe more,
Hey.
but
That's pretty cool seeing you put in the work, man. Obviously, we could tell by watching the videos that from last year to this year how much progress you made. But yeah, keep it up, man.
Dude, it's been a lot of fun. I like that. Like I've actually I didn't know you didn't know if it was me, so that's why I was like,
who's this fighter? I'm like, well, also you're covering your face with
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So no, I don't.
Heavyweight champion Fernando Ramirez.
No, Andy and I are. Yeah, no, I still got a ways to go to.
I always when people like say like, okay, if you were a fighter, what weight class would you be? And I guess me being at my height, I think I could be like a 147 welterweight. What do you think you could be like if you were like in top shape?
No,
your height,
heavyweight. No,
think so. Well, how tall are you? You're like 6 feet.
Andy,
or,
yeah, I'm 5'11" and 3/4. But Andy and I are kind of the same height.
No, but the way you're trimming down, you could be like fight at 200. Like if you were at top shape, working out every day.
Top shape. Shape. Yeah, I'd be at 200. Yeah,
cruiserweight.
But see, my thing is, I think I could keep up with the shit talking that all these guys do. I think I'd be really good at it, and I think I'd be really good at it.
And you would be more like Mike Tyson, who's a little smaller, and then Evander Holyfield, who was also
I appreciate it, boy. Yeah. No, I'd be talking a lot of crap. Like that's kind of my thing. Like I like doing that. Like I like picking out and seeing what opponents do and say, and go to their MySpace profiles and see what they used to think when they were kids and all that. Yeah, hell yeah, you do all that. So, but yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun, and I really I feel like I've had a lot of fun with it. I've only been doing it for about a month and a half, so yeah, it's 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes of weights and then like 30 minutes of boxing. So
I think Victor, because of his height, he could be a heavyweight, and I think Dan could be a middleweight.
I would actually love to see like the shit talking that Dan would do.
Yeah,
Like, can you
as a
imagine
fighter?
him having, yeah, can you imagine
he's either a fighter or a promoter. He's gonna be, or he could do both. He would definitely sell himself. I'll say that. Not like that.
He would yeah, no. He would definitely get into people's heads. Like, I'm telling you, like, I know he would do that. So yeah,
your wife was in my DMs.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously my trainer's name is Junior Valdovinos. So shout out to him. I definitely appreciate all the help he's done, and I love it. He's been awesome. So Dan and Daygo's the modern day Don King.
He's gotta fix the hair, but yeah. Hey, he
I
actually
appreciate
promoted
it,
a fight at 92 not too long ago with Adrian Broner, who we got knocked out.
Oh yeah, I saw. By the way, he lost his teeth. I saw. Like, that's.
Oh wow.
You didn't see Adrian Broner's?
No, well, I didn't know. I didn't see Don King promote. I knew it was his promotion company. I don't know how much he spoke. He was just waving the flag behind Adrian Broner and Blair. Is it Blair? I forgot Cops. Cops.
Yeah,
but he got knocked out.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, hold on real quick. Before we move on to WWE, I just saw this video of Tyson Fury being escorted out of a bar. Let's see this. I've never seen this.
Recently?
But I guess so.
Oh man.
Let's see. He's getting pulled by security. Oh damn. Oh, do you see him? He's on the ground.
Oh man, help out the former champion.
Yo, that's wild.
Yeah, he's going through it.
Yeah.
He has a rematch to get ready for.
Bruh.
Yeah. He's not in camp. He's not in camp.
All right, Gilbert. Clash at the Castle is this weekend. AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes 2. So, Gilbert, let me put this in context. You might have seen the videos. AJ Styles announced that he was retiring. He comes out. He's like, I'm going to retire. This is it. Similar to what Mark Henry did a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember with John Cena, where he's like, babies, I'm coming home. And then he grabs Cena and he like, world heaviest slams him and then goes, you thought it was that easy. So AJ did the same thing and did it to Cody Rhodes, and now he's going to be facing Cody Rhodes in an I Quit match at Clash at the Castle. Gilbert, WWE's taking this approach where less is more. So they've been doing 5 or 6 matches and going on for 25 to 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and letting the wrestlers kind of tell their story in the ring. I'm 100% with it. I think some in the past WWE's rushed. They do 20 or like 10 matches in a 3-hour window, and it goes by like they have to rush matches. Sometimes they can't get to all the matches. So I feel like this has been a good product. But the AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes won the championship a couple months ago, and it just hasn't felt the same. And I'm not, it's no knock on Cody.
Wow.
I just feel like right now with no heavy hitters, it's been a little bit tough. I love the AJ Styles Cody Rhodes rivalry. I think they've done a great job with it, but it just doesn't it's missing that you're missing what. And again, Solo Sikoa came out. By the way, there's more Bloodline members coming from what I've been reading. So but Solo was presented as the tribal chief until Roman Reigns comes back, and they were booing and they started chanting, we want Roman. Very, very Gilbert, when that man comes back, that pop is going to be ridiculous. But I think Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles are 2 of the best wrestlers in the world. They're going to do a great job, I'm sure. But you kind of want that extra umph, and I feel like that's what they're going to add with this I Quit match. It's obviously they're going to be able to use weapons and all that stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. But there is kind of like you're missing that kind of and this is in Cody. There's some wrestlers that are really good at chasing, and you get behind them and you love them. And there's other ones where when they're champions, it kind of goes a little bit. But I think ultimately we're building up for a SummerSlam where we might get Randy Orton against Cody Rhodes, and I feel like that would
not The Rock. Not The Rock.
I don't think so. They're saying he's filming that UFC movie right now,
yeah.
I don't know if he'll make it back. Maybe he'll make an appearance, but I don't think he'll wrestle.
Yeah, he mentioned that Alexander Usyk is going to be in the movie.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. He said he hopes that Alexander takes it easy on him after what he just did to Tyson Fury. But But yeah, Gilbert, I think it'll be a great match. And I think they'll put on a show. Mimsy does not want The Rock back.
Come on. The final boss.
No, I actually like that game. I actually thought it was hilarious.
I do too.
Especially when he'd look over at Cody Rhodes' mom and start talking crap.
Mama Rose. Speaking of I Quit match, was that iconic fight between Mankind and The Rock during the Super Bowl halftime? Was that an I Quit match? I don't remember that one.
Oh shoot! I think
it was. It was either it wasn't an Iron Man. It could have been an I Quit match. I remember, or I retired.
No. An Iron Man match would be 60 minutes.
Yeah, 60 minutes. You're right.
Yeah. So
I remember that happened like during like a halftime of a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But obviously, Gilbert, we'll see what happens there. I have Cody winning that. Again, I think we're headed for a Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. They've been teasing it. Everybody wants to see it. They want to see what Randy would say, what Cody would say. It's going to be awesome. Obviously, he mentored him and Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase allegedly is now facing legal charges for some stuff. So, but this will be a good Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles match. Gilbert, Drew McIntyre is facing he's facing oh god, now you made me forget. Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gilbert,
my guy.
It's in Scotland.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
And there's been rumors of frustration with Damian Priest, but I thought last week he cut his best promo as a champion. There's been a little bit of questions with the promos that he cuts and all this different stuff. So I don't know if they'll take the belt off of him, but last time they kind of did screw Drew in Ireland. They screwed him at WrestleMania. Is this finally the chance, or will CM Punk screw him again and just fly to
I would like that.
Scotland to just screw him?
Yeah.
So
but I think it's time to move on from Damian Priest. I think you're right.
Yeah,
it hasn't been going too well.
I think Drew McIntyre will win this. Will win this match. He'll become the champion, and then we'll set up a CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre SummerSlam. And it's underwhelming because also, like Mimsy said, it's been underwhelming. But it's also the fact that like Seth Rollins just isn't there. It would have been a good Seth Rollins and Damian Priest. Seth Rollins could have been carrying it. Could have been a good back and forth. And unfortunately, Damian's kind of had to carry it a little bit. Then you have Drew, who's good at carrying him. So he's done a good job, but it just hasn't felt the same. So yeah, I think Drew wins it, but there has to be a CM Punk. Something's going to happen with CM Punk there. And Gilbert, I'll get your predictions right now. And lastly, the other match that I wanted to highlight, Piper Niven, who used to go as a Doudrop. She's also Scottish. She's from Scotland, and she'll be wrestling Bayley. So Bayley, that's another one, Gilbert. I think they've kind of done a bad job with Bayley so far. It's kind of been an underwhelming. She won the championship. Everybody was excited. And then you've had a drop-off, and it's like, why? Why the drop-off? Keep it going. Keep it moving. Put her in exciting matches. Bring up an NXT star so she could go up against her or something. But they haven't really done it, so I was kind of like, But can Piper win it in her hometown? The other day, by the way, while she was cutting a promo with Bayley, they started going, what? And then she goes, inbred say what? And then they go, what? And then so I started laughing. I'm like, oh, wow, that's actually pretty good. So I still think Bayley, retains, because I think ultimately we're going to get a Nia Jax versus Bayley at SummerSlam. And I'm going to be interested to see what direction they go with that. Because Nia, ever since San Diego, Gilbert, on day one here, she's kind of got the ball rolling, and I feel like she's going to win that match. So I just think that they are we're headed to that. So I think that Bayley wins that match. But Gilbert, I just want to get your thoughts. Who you got, Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre?
I think you're right. It's time for Drew McIntyre to deliver and also hold on to the title. And it's in Scotland. So I do like that storyline with CM Punk coming back. And
Can you imagine it's going to be like the pop for Drew if he actually wins? It's going to be ridiculous. Bayley versus Piper, Gilbert.
Also a hometown, right, for Piper, right? Or home area. But no, I'm just saying, like, I want to
say,
I want to say that, but they won't go 2 for 2. Give me Bayley.
Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles. I quit match.
You know what? Just because of what you've been saying, it's kind of been missing something with Cody, and you want to add some intrigue. I say AJ Styles gets it, and I want to add that I like that AJ is back in the spotlight. He is one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
He's so
You know,
good.
he was good on the microphone, but I don't get why he's kind of been forgotten for a bit. And then he got that whole feud with LA Knight. That was pretty cool to see in person in Philly.
Oh,
So
yeah,
for him to
yeah.
get that, it's also being close to the end, I like that for him, and maybe a little surprise there.
All right. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. Chad Gable, his contract expired last Friday. Everybody thought that AEW was going to make a run for him. According to multiple sources, Chad Gable, not mine, people, some news outlets, Chad Gable is close to re-signing with WWE. So who knows if he's on Monday Night Raw tonight, because obviously we're recording right now. But Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Gilbert.
So if he's getting a new contract, make him happy. Chad Gable.
I'm gonna go Chad Gable as well. I think again, Sami Zayn's a good chaser, but now I'm kind of like, all right, let's get it kind of going. So I'm gonna go Chad Gable as well. I think it's time for Sheesh to win one. So I'm definitely excited for that. And then last but not least, your girls, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, defend against Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Alba Fry, and Isla Dawn. Gilbert, you got your girls retaining?
Yeah, give me Jade and Bianca. They're on a dominant run, but eventually they're gonna turn on each other. I can't wait for that.
Oof, that's gonna be. I still think that Jade needs a little bit more work before they do it, but they're cooking with gasoline right now. So I'm definitely.
If that does occur, I wonder if Bianca does like a heel turn, which I don't know if she'll be good at. People like her a lot.
I don't know. She might be interesting because we haven't, but yeah, I think Jade would be the one that would turn heel.
I think she's good at both sides. That's good. That's her
Yeah.
thing. But you're right. She needs more work in the ring. But in terms of being a persona for both sides, I think she can knock it out the park for both.
We'll be driving. We'll be on. Hopefully, we get to Vegas since we're leaving early in time. It starts at 11 a.m. So.
Again. Like last time. What was the one last time? It was Backlash, right?
Yeah, but that was in Lyon, and that one was earlier. So that one started at, I think, 10 a.m. This one starts at 11.
Well,
so
yeah, hopefully we're in Vegas by then, because I checked the weather, 107 degrees in Las
holy crap. All right. Yeah.
And it was the hottest day from the 10-day forecast that I saw on my iPhone.
What a
so good luck.
Crap. Yeah, no, I have the medics on standby.
Right here anyways, but
yeah, no, I know, for real. It's really hitting you right now.
I gotta figure
out.
It's
time for rapid fire. So let's bring in Vic, the producer, and see what he has what he's been up to. How you doing, Vic?
Doing good. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm trying out this new
Did you go to Olive Garden in Oklahoma?
I did not.
Oh.
We actually went to some other place. It was really good though.
All right.
Why wouldn't you want to go to the hick places? Like, that's where I would, like, if I see a bunch of bunch of biker dudes and stuff, I'm like, okay, that's the place I want to go to. Like, those are the guys that know exactly what they want to eat. So yeah, so did you had fun out there?
Yeah, it was good. I got to take a bucket list, an item out of my bucket list, and I got to go to the Women's College World Series for softball. That was pretty good. I got to see Oklahoma against UCLA, so that was really awesome.
Was it expensive?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
Yes. It was $150 a ticket, but you got to watch 2 games, but we only stayed for 1. It was super humid out there. It was the only day that it was humid. The other days were cloudy, so that was the only disappointing thing.
Like that came Clark and Angela Reese. Or Angel Reese.
This guy.
I don't know.
I don't think we messed up. By the way, I don't think we messed up the show too bad last week, Gilbert. I mean, except for your Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi, but then I screwed up on Vic's watch on my Wi-Fi too. So.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, House of the Horns.
No, I texted Gilbert. I said I really liked that segment you guys did with Dan and Daygo.
We'll do it more next week. This week it was just a lot, like
I wanted more graphics every week.
I know. No. Next week, this week it's like mini camp, so there's a lot of stuff to kind of talk about. But I think that's what we're gonna fill the next few weeks with before training camp. Because he has a lot of top lists, so he's like, I got more, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, he has got picks. I know that.
Yeah,
I want more. I want more of that stuff. That was really good. Like I was really intrigued by his list there. So
I know for real. Like, have you ever? Yeah, no. His lists were pretty funny, but yeah, it was definitely interesting to see. Obviously, the dynamic, but you had fun out there. It was a good time.
Yeah.
How long were you out there?
We were out there for at least 4 days, so it was good to get out. I hadn't seen her family. I get to see them. We were going on vacation. I'm going on my first cruise in a couple of weeks, so that's
really?
gonna be fun to see the whole family.
The Raiders cruise, right?
No, it is not the Raiders cruise. No, but we are going to the Mexican
Caribbean?
Yes. Yeah, so we get to check it out. We're doing an expedition of the Mayan ruins, so that I'm really excited about that. That's going to be fun.
So do you go all the way down and kind of up like through?
It's a 4-hour hike, so I need to get into Fernando's shape, go to the boxing, and because it's a 4-hour.
But where are you stopping for that?
Well, the first stop is in Cozumel, I think it's called. I think that's what it's called. And then the second stop is by the Mayan ruins. I forget what the name of the stop is, to be honest, but I'll get that information. I know that's the second stop.
Oh, that'll be definitely interesting. By the way, when Dan was coming up with those with his slideshows and everything, he asked me, "What do you think?" And this is what my response was when he first did them.
Who put this together? Are you autistic?
He is artistic, sir, because the thing is,
compiling a list of suspicious types.
This guy.
Usually,
Nick from New Girl.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But all right, let's get to rapid fire.
Before we move on, I gotta say, when you guys were talking about the 100th boxing match for MGM Grand, and you were talking about Caesar's Palace, remember the guy that came in on the top because it was a wide open stadium.
Yeah,
and remember he was in a
Man.
Yes. I remember that guy.
They had a whole Simpsons episode about that.
Yeah.
They have a Simpsons episode about everything.
Yeah.
Who won last time?
Yeah, Fernando, you won because Gilbert was on the streak. A 3.
I go first. I take the ball. I want to receive.
All right, here we go. So let's get started with rapid fire then. Last time we did rapid fire, I asked you guys which team could go from last to first. This week, we are going to flip it and ask what NFL team will go from last, winning the division in 2024 and not making the playoffs in 2025. And then here are some of the teams: Chiefs, Ravens, Texans, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys, Lions, and Bucks.
Can't wait.
The Houston Texans.
Oh.
You thought I was gonna go with the Dallas Cowboys, but man, every time that we crown a team, or the media or people in general, when they crown a team, that team ends up not performing as well the next season. So I kind of want to pump the brakes on the Houston Texans. One, and I know people are going to be like, well, he still has Bobby Skoranek. No, Slowick. Sorry. Thank you. But he lost Shane Day, his quarterback coach. We all know Shane Day does a really good job with quarterbacks. Gilbert, you and I have been around him for years. You're bringing in Stephon Diggs. You're bringing in Joe Mixon. You have new faces. You're not going to have a last place schedule the way you did last year. The schedule's going to get tougher. There's a lot more opponents. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be last year. Remember, last year you took teams by surprise. This year, you're not going to come by a surprise. People are going to have film on you. How are you going to be able to change your game? How are you going to be able to adjust? I just don't know. As of right now, I mean, this is June 10th, but I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. I just don't know what to expect from them, and I'll say that the Houston Texans are my team to go from making the playoffs to possibly not making the playoffs. I'm going to get killed for that shit.
Nah, that's a good one, Fernando, and I'm glad you didn't take the easy way out, and I'm trying to avoid like the Buccaneers or the Cowboys. That seems like the most logical, but it's never that easy.
I don't know about the I think the Buccaneers will still be okay.
Yeah, I still like them, but maybe they'll get cursed because I like
the easy one would be the Cowboys, but it's not such a bad one because it would go along with what you wrote.
Yeah, so I could go with that. I don't think they're that bad. So you know what? I'm gonna give you one just because the division is tough.
I know.
And maybe some players get healthy.
I know.
And I'm trying to give it some more thought, but I'm gonna give you my team and then I'll give you the points. But the Baltimore Ravens could definitely be that team. I don't feel confident, but you lose your defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald. So now is a new DC gonna work the same magic? A lot of your players got poached by the brother there, Jim Harbaugh. You have pretty much 3 new starters on the offensive line. They drafted some pieces, but they're young, inexperienced people. And I get that the Ravens have a good job or a good track record of developing alignment and having a good rushing attack. So the other thing is Derrick Henry still Derrick Henry. Like we're just expecting him to be that guy. New team, a little older, a lot of miles on the body there. He's a monster. He's a beast. But even if Derrick Henry is still that guy, do you have enough wide receivers? Every single year we talk about Lamar Jackson needing more help. I like Zay Flowers, who's kind of a knucklehead at the end of his rookie year. He got those dumb plays against the Chiefs there. But what about after that? I'm not going to believe. I saw Mark Andrews say, hey, Rashad Bateman, he's going to be that guy. No. Trope alert, the summertime, best shape of my life. No, we've seen Rashad Bateman. You're not that guy. So you lost Odell Beckham Jr. So you don't really have any. I like Isaiah Likely. I like Mark Andrews, but you don't have enough weapons. The offensive line is the concern. You lose Mike McDonald, and then let me go through the division. If Joe Burrow is healthy, they're going to be a contender and fighting all the time. If somehow they get some kind of quarterback play in Cleveland, that's a very good defense there with some good weapons there. I don't know if Jerry Jeudy's going to do something, but you still got Amari Cooper, you got David Njoku, and maybe Nick Chubb comes back healthy. And then the Steelers have a very good roster, but they need a quarterback. But I'm not going to count on Mike Tomlin, who just got an extension. He usually is good enough for 8 or 9 wins, regardless of the quarterback. So it's a tough division. You better be physical. You better be a bruising team. And the Ravens tend to do that. And I'm not even sure if they ever been last in the John Harbaugh. I got to look that up. So I should have thought about that before. But to give you an interesting answer, let me go with the Baltimore Ravens.
And to add to yours, they got poached. They lost a lot of players to the to the Titans, to the Seahawks, to the Chargers.
Jets.
So I completely agree with you.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I mean, both of you guys made some great points, and both of those teams are on my radar in terms of, as I start to look at the new 5 teams that are gonna make the playoffs, and then the 5 teams that are gonna be left out of the playoffs. The Texans and the Ravens are 2 of those teams, and I bet you if you ask a regular person who the defensive coordinator is, they're not gonna tell you who it is for the Ravens. It's Zach Orr, right? I mean, he's a guy who played, he's like 35 years old. He's a young guy.
Yeah,
he's getting
they lost Anthony Weaver too.
Yes, he went to the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yes, and then you had. I mean, that's part of the problem too. And what we saw we talked about this last season as well with the Eagles. They lost both of their coordinators, and I said it's gonna come into play eventually, and it did. And I think with the Ravens, I think this is why I'm giving you the point here, Gilbert, is because we don't know what we're going to get from the Ravens. And not only that, but you also have a tough division. We've seen, and we'll get to another question, in this rapid fire, Lamar Jackson showed up 20 pounds lighter. I don't understand that as well. So, and we'll talk about who's more of a concern with 2 of the quarterbacks showing up, underweight, but
Real quick, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Marcus May just signed with the Dolphins. They're kind of saying breaking news, huge addition. What do you think?
They need help. I don't know if it's huge news to me, but he's still a quality player. But also it does help because I think they lost Xavier Howard, and then you also you still have Javon Holland, right, who's a good player, and you don't know how much you have in Jalen Ramsey. I think he's still a good player, but it does help. They don't have a lot of. If you look at the interior defensive line, that's gonna be the real problem because they lost Christian Wilkins.
Yeah, no, my bad, Vic. Go ahead.
No, you're good. All right, moving on here, and I just talked about it. Lamar Jackson and Tua showed up to OTAs down more than 15 pounds from last year's playing weight. Which team should be more concerned with their quarterback's weight drop, the Ravens or the Dolphins?
I kind of want to go with Lamar Jackson because he's already like on the slim side. Why are you losing more weight? Like, are you thinking you get faster that does better? No, that's not the issue. You're fast. Like, we need you to complete passes down the field. Like, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm gonna go with Tua because he has a lot more riding here. He might I got like Dan and Daygo. I'm gonna get some points from you right here. I think the Dolphins should make Tua wait. Don't sign him to a contract. And it's gonna come out tomorrow at SI. I wrote about it, and I was trying to think about there's 5 quarterbacks who are making $50 million per year, and I wanted to justify all 5. There's 3 that just passed the eye test. That who cares what roster, what day it is, who's hurt? You're gonna always have a chance. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and then who was the other one that I had? Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. I think when he gets going, he's special. Obviously, doesn't win playoff games, but he could carry you with the rushing, with the throwing. That's 3. And then the ones that you could win with, to take a line from Ryan Poles, they're very good, but you need a good surrounding, a good coaching, good system. But when it comes to the playoffs, you could trust the guy. Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff. They've done the playoff stuff. They've gone to the Super Bowl. Tua has done neither. He's not the guy who just carry your team, and he's not a guy you can rely on in the postseason. So to lose weight, maybe he's trying something here to earn that contract and get the respect from the Dolphins here or from the football public. I don't know what he's doing because he's had the injury history too. Yeah, he played all 17 games last year, so you kind of want to cross that out. But every year is different. Maybe you still have some injury concerns. So for Tua, who's at it, the hip issue, concussions, why are you losing weight when you're kind of the bulky quarterback? Like, he kind of has that body of Russell Wilson, a little like Kyler Murray. They're smaller, but you have more weight. You could withstand the hits there. So I don't know what Tua's doing. Maybe he's trying something different here. Maybe he's trying to prove to the Dolphins, hey, I'm in shape. Can you pay me here? But honestly, Mike McDaniel, Tua, they all have things to prove. Maybe wait it out. I know that's not the question here, but with Tua, I have concerns about him losing all that weight.
They called him a fat ass. His own teammates were calling him fat
really?
and all this stuff. Oh, you didn't? Jalen Waddle was like, I miss fat Tua. And then Tyreek Hill said that he saw him at the Pro Bowl, and he's like, what the hell is this? Like, what happened to him? So
is that gonna help? I don't know, man.
I just don't know how it can help, especially with all the and their offensive line is bad. Like,
oh yeah.
How are you expecting that to help? And then when it comes to Lamar Jackson, Mimsy kind of made my point for me. Lamar Jackson runs more than Tua does, and he gets hit a lot more than Tua does. So I am gonna have to go with Lamar there. But like, what does he expect? That because he has a frick train now next to him, that he maybe has an extra offensive lineman on the field and he can be quick and dart through? That's not gonna happen, dude. Like, a lot of these guys are gonna. And again, I think they need to come back, and teams need to start doing what they used to do. A couple of years ago when they started doing RPOs and all this stuff, I remember the quarterback is free game. I would push the crap out of him, and I thought he had the ball. I didn't know it was the running back or stuff like that. Teams are going to start doing that again, and they're going to start pushing these guys and doing all that. So I think Lamar is kind of because of how dangerous his game is and how dependent he is of his legs. I think that's a little bit more dangerous for him to be losing all that weight. I guess I get you want to be lighter, but lighter doesn't always help, and especially when it comes to such a violent sport. So because of the way he plays the game, and again, I don't think Baltimore's offensive line is as good as it has been in years past, so that's going to be another concern as well. So I think both of these quarterbacks, I think it'll hurt them more than help them, but I would go more Lamar just because, dude, it's a 17-game season, and then obviously if you make the playoffs, that's a long season, especially with all the hits you're gonna take. I don't know if it was a smart move on his part.
Yeah, we're going to the judges here, and we're gonna use Mimsy to give you the win here. And she's right, the Ravens, because he runs more than Tua and gets hit more, in my opinion. And she's right on. I mean, look, you're trying to take the next step in with the Ravens, and with Tua, we know he's the last 2 offseason. Last season it was what he was taking martial arts so he can learn how to slide.
Yeah, tumbling.
Right, and now this offseason he loses weight for what? To be more agile, be more quick. the one with I just don't understand with Lamar Jackson, and part of the problem is that he's gotten hurt. He won the MVP last season because he stayed healthy, but the 2 years before that, he got hurt, and you need to bulk up, especially if you're a mobile quarterback. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm giving you guys the point.
But one needs the speed and one doesn't. So Lamar needs it. Tua doesn't. What the hell are you doing? That's why.
Right, exactly.
Go for
Yeah,
that.
but in terms of what this question, I just don't understand coming from Lamar. I mean, all right, guys, moving on here. The Chiefs made headlines when they announced Harrison Butker wouldn't be used on kickoffs. Instead, are going to be using safety Justin Reed because he has a strong kicking leg and can be used as an extra tackler. Rams, on the other hand, will be using their kicker because they believe he will be able to accurately kick the ball between the 20-yard line and the goal line. What do you guys think is the right approach for the new kickoff rule?
Harrison Buckner, that asshole, saving somebody's life the other day. What a beautiful thing to see. This is America.
In Texas.
Huh?
Nothing.
Save somebody's life. He went to go get the female trainer to help with that guy's life.
Yeah, but she wasn't at home like Harrison would have wanted.
Shut up. What's it called? See, I'm probably not going to get the point for this because I still don't know what the right approach is just because we haven't seen this yet. So I saw it in the UF or in the XFL. And I remember I brought up that tweet a couple of years ago where I said, I think this is going to be implemented in the NFL 4 years later. There it is. So the way they did it, they just had their kicker out there. So, and I know, and Gilbert's, well, I don't want to give too much away, but Gilbert's kind of been on this. So I think he's going to be the expert when it comes to this, but I just don't know what to make of it because again, the other day, Chris Rumph from the Chargers, not Chris Rumph, Tuli Pelotu, he was on special teams and they were practicing it. And he's like, man, I was going up and about to make my move when all of a sudden Darius Davis, their kick returner, was already zooming past me. And he's like, I don't know how this is all going to work. This is going to be really interesting. So that's why I don't know what approach is going to work. I really want to see if the Chiefs really do trot out. What's the name's brother? Justin Reed. I want to see what it's going to look like with Justin Reed, but man, this new kickoff rule is going to be interesting. I think when the Chiefs start off the season against the Baltimore Ravens, so it's going to be interesting if the one that's going to be trotted out there is Justin Reed. But I honestly can't give you an answer. I need to see it first to see what it's going to look like. So I don't know which approach honestly is the right one.
That's actually a good point for now because those are two excellent special teams,
exactly.
Ravens and the Chiefs. Well, obviously we know John Harbaugh's background, Harrison Butker versus Justin Tucker. And I think Tucker was saying that he's gaining weight, speaking about losing or gaining weight.
He knows he's gonna
face, get in there, get a little dirty, get some hits there. But I get trying to protect your kicker.
Having Justin Reed there, real quick, it kind of is an advantage because you can have another guy there that can tackle, that can go up, and so yeah, man. But this is really
here's where I kind of call
BS
here, and and I told Victor this on House of Horns when the few times I wasn't freezing, that like why are you gonna give away your creativity right now? Why are you gonna give away your game plan? It's like. Wait. I think all the creativity and all the new things that people are talking about and suggesting, they're talking right now to see, okay, maybe I'll get in your mind, Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
John Harbaugh, you're going to play us week 1. We're not going to use Harrison Butker. Until I see it, then I'll believe it. But I think all the tricks will come in November, December when you forget about it. We're all going to be paying attention in the first week. Okay, who's going to do what? And I know the special teams coordinator for the Cowboys, Fossil, said, I think it's gonna be the same thing. I don't know why people are all up in arms about it. So I think for the first few months it's gonna be like that. So, but here's my pick here. I think what the Rams said about using their kicker is gonna be, I think, the smarter approach early on because the loophole here is if you kick it through the air in the end zone, you're gonna spot the ball at the 40. You don't want to do that. And then it's crap. It's either go on the 40 or kick the ball to a Tyreek Hill, and all they need is one missed tackle, one cut, and they're to the house. It's going to be tricky. So the loophole is having an accurate kicker who could do a little bit different things. That bounce into the end zone, kick it away from the dangerous playmaker, and get lucky, get a bounce into the end zone. I think that's where it starts at the 25 or 30. I forget. It's not the 40-yard line. So kickers that get kind of pinpoint where to put the ball and place it, that matters. I don't know if Justin Reed has that. So I think with the kicker and just kind of doing a little more, but also like these kickers don't train for that. Some of them maybe do. Maybe they kind of forgot about it because the old rules say just kick it in the back of the end zone, you're fine. But that's all going to be a factor, and I think I'd rather go with a kicker to practice that that bounce into the end zone.
By the way, Fossil was the Fossil, whatever.
Fossil.
Yeah, he was the. I thought he was the star of Hard Knocks in 2017 when the Rams. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. He was.
The Rams were really missing, or they still are, I think.
Yeah. He was good. He was good that season. I thought he was one of the stars. I know they focused on the players, but because there was one player, I can't remember his name. He was like, I don't think mermaids are real, or I think mermaids are real. And I'm like, holy crap, that's where we're going with this. So
well, you have the Jared Goff thing about the sun. That was no, but I'm giving the point here to Gilbert, and you're right, Gilbert. I think precision from a kicker is going to be big because one of the things I've talked about here, and and I'm excited for this because we're now gonna, and the NFL is doing a good job of incorporating this because, they want to, have you be watching TV the whole time. They don't want you to go, hey, the kickoff's coming up. Like, let's go get a beer or let's go pee here. They
want to take my break at the press box. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason they're doing this. And I told you, Gilbert, on House of Horns, like I think if you're one of these teams, you want to use a running back because you can juke guys, and some of the defenders because they're not allowed to start towards you until the returner catches the ball, and so this is where the precision from a kicker is going to come into play. So I'm giving you here the point just because of that. I mean, having Justin Reed is cool, but I think they're just trying to protect them with all the stuff that's going on with. But honestly, like you said too, why are you giving out your secrets? Right now, you kind of want to see it, and we won't see it in preseason either, because I think when we're going to see it is during scrimmages and during camp, and I think that's part of the thing too. So I just thought this was an interesting thing just to hear both sides, and I thought it was a good thing to see it as well. But point of view here, up to 1 here, Gilbert. So here we go. Which quarterback competition will have the bigger impact this season? The Steelers with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, or the Raiders with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew?
This was kind of a trick question because I feel for sure I think Russell Wilson's locked in to QB1. I don't agree with it. I'll tell you right now why not. And I'm starting to buy the smoke for Aiden O'Connell with the Raiders. So is it going to be a true competition? But I'll give you an answer here. I think Minshew has a better chance of competing with O'Connell than Justin Fields has with Russell Wilson. So you said which one's going to have more impact, right? Not which one's not going to be.
Like it's more of like, let's say
more of a competition
wins the whether it's Wilson or O'Connell. Which one of those guys, whatever guy you're going with, is going to have the bigger impact for their team?
Yeah. I'm going to stay away from the Steelers. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm giving the job to Russell Wilson. Big mistake, and I guess at least to me. There's a little more of a competition with the Raiders, and I think if Minshew wins it, I'm giving the Raiders more of a chance of doing something in the playoffs, or not the playoffs, the regular season. I'm not the biggest Aiden O'Connell fan. I've already gotten bashed for this. I think he's if I'm doing the backup QB rankings again, he'll be up there, one of the best backup QB. That's who he is. He's a backup quarterback. I don't think maybe he could be an efficient guy. And that's the same thing with Russell Wilson. Mike Tomlin is playing it safe because he was traumatized from Kenny Pickett. I need somebody who's experienced, somebody efficient. Just run my offense and give us a chance. That's Aiden O'Connell. Minshew gives you a fighting chance when you're a little behind. Push the ball down the field. Like if you're Devontae Adams, you want Minshew to give you the ball. We saw what he did with the Colts here with Michael Pittman and getting, a first down away for the playoffs. So I like Minshew. I like the roller coaster. Yeah, maybe I'm a little harsh on O'Connell. Maybe there's a second season jump here that I'm missing. But I think if they go Aiden O'Connell, it could be a rough season for the Raiders. If Minshew wins, you might not make noise in the playoffs, but I think you have a better chance of making the wild card with Minshew. That's just my opinion. Don't torch me, but that's what I think.
I think the Steelers one is going to dictate more of what they can do because I think the weapons that the Raiders possess help whichever quarterback is there. And I think when it comes to the Steelers, I think which quarterback you choose to go with is going to be the one that determines how your season is going to go. So I said before, when Russell Wilson signed with the Steelers, I said he could be the first quarterback to give Mike Tomlin a losing season. He won't get him fired now because he just signed a 3-year extension with the Steelers. But I think regardless of the way that they go, that's going to dictate how their season goes, regardless of the quarterback. Last year, I thought Russell Wilson had some good moments, and everybody's like, "Oh, look at his stats." Yeah, but there was clutch situations where he just didn't have it anymore. And I remember the Houston Texans game; they should have beaten Houston late in the season, and he threw a pick. He just threw one of those like, "Oh, here, let's just throw it up," and it got picked off. So I'm gonna go Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Whatever happens with either one of those guys, I think that's going to dictate how the Steelers season goes, especially because we all know since Big Ben has left, even when Big Ben was there, the defense has been good. It's been the offense that's kind of been the hit and miss, and you kind of want something's got to give. And like Gilbert said, the ghost of Kenny Pickett is probably still there. Now he's with the Eagles, obviously. But I definitely think that it's going to be the Steelers, and I think they're going to go with Russell Wilson because of the veteran experience. But I totally could see halfway through the year if he's just crapping himself where he's at. I think they'll go Justin Fields and see what Justin has. But Gilbert, are you kind of buying that they have play designs for Justin Fields, or do you think the starter is the starter regardless?
I think they might have a few plays, but I am thinking Russell Wilson's blocked in for QB1. But maybe try to use him like Taysom Hill. They're talking about using him on special teams. That tells you right there he has no chance of winning that job when you're trying to play on special teams.
Jesus.
But I'll kind of counter, Fernando. Are you saying that you think Fields and Minshew give their teams a better chances of winning?
I think Minshew does. Fields, his turnovers and his decision making sometimes, I'm kind of like, what are you doing? But then Russell also, and here it's like experience or youth, and I might go with the youth.
I'd rather go with the upside.
Yeah, I think the youth. You don't know yet what Justin Fields could be. The only thing is Arthur Smith really worries me, just because of what we saw from him in Atlanta. So I guess it's kind of like there's a lot of negative ups and negatives, but I would go with Justin. I think Justin Fields and Gardner Minshew both give their teams a better chance of winning. And obviously Pittsburgh spent a lot of capital on their offensive line, so we'll see if that materializes. But I'm going to say that the Steelers are the way to go when it comes to this question.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you the point here, Fernando, because, when you look at both of these teams, they're both really good on defense. And you're just, then you go over to the offense, and then you're looking at the offensive coordinators for both of these teams. You have Arthur Smith and Luke Getsy. You don't know what you're getting out of Luke Getsy. I certainly don't. As someone who following the Raiders, I mean, I don't know, what he did. I am interested to see how he runs that 12 personnel and how they use Brock Bowers. That'll be something to keep an eye on. But when you're looking at the Steelers, all you need Russell Wilson to do is just be a game manager. And that's the reason why I think they're going to name him the starting quarterback, is because they just want him to game manage this team, because they know they have a really good defense and they're going to win games in November, December by not turning the ball over. And they just, especially with the Arthur Smith, he likes big personnel out there. So they're going to run the ball. And if you look at the end of last season with the Steelers, the reason they got in the playoffs was because they started running the ball. You finally saw Najee Harris take that step. And I think that's the reason why Russell Wilson is the guy for them right now. Now, do I think it's going to work out? I don't, but they're not asking him to do much. It's pretty much telling you that they just want him to be a game manager. And so whether you think he's washed up or not, that's a question for another day. But
one more point. When you play a 2-save and you're not playing to win and beat some of these good teams, that's going to burn you. And I've seen the Steelers back end of the schedule. The last 8 games is freaking brutal. Might be the toughest second half schedule of the season. And you're not going to win playing a save with Russell Wilson and getting 20 points.
And I agree with you, but that's just the way, not everybody has a Patrick Mahomes. And so you're having to rely on your defense. And that's the way, everybody is going to find a way to win their Super Bowl. And for them, this is the way they're doing it. The Raiders are doing it this way. The Steelers are doing it if you don't have a blue chip guy, your blue chip guy, it's hard. So you have to find other ways to win. And I think that's the way, whether we agree or not, that's the way they're deciding to go about it. So, I mean, that's just something to kind of think about. All right, Fernando. The Yankees and Dodgers faced each other this past weekend in the Bronx. What is the regular season equivalent or NFL matchup and site that can live up to that hype we saw in New York this weekend? So, think like Cowboys 49ers or something like that where
there you go, that one. Cowboys 49ers. They play in San Francisco. So I think and the reason why is because the Cowboys and the 49ers, we all know they have a bunch of fans all over the world. Wherever, if you go down to Mexico, you see either one of those jerseys or a silver and black. But those are the three main jerseys, and the Steelers, I guess, would make the magical four. But I can't remember when the 49ers play the Dallas Cowboys, but I think that's definitely a game that everybody obviously wants to see. Everybody, I mean, last year was a blow. The last few years has kind of been a bad one, but it is on October 27th. It is 5:20, and it is Cowboys at 49ers. So that one, you're going to see fights. You're going to see opposing fans. You're going to see everything. So I'm going to go with the 49ers and the Cowboys because of how big those franchises are and how many rings they've won. And obviously neither franchise has won crap in the last 30 years, or 25 years. So I'm going to go with them. They have the loudest fan base, excluding the Raiders. They have the loudest fan bases. So there's definitely a lot of animosity between both sides.
You're saying this is the game that's going to take place this season, or can I just make something up? I'm not even sure if they actually play each other.
Yeah, so it would be this season. So, like, for me, the one I would be looking for, like where I'm looking forward to, is like Lambeau Field, like Packers Lions. For me, would be a game that I think could live up to the hype. And it's the only game that Jared Goff is playing outdoor, by the way, which is crazy to me. Well, he's got the Packers one and he's got the Bears one. Those are the only two outdoor games he's going to have this season.
I don't know. The Chiefs, are they going to play the Chiefs?
The Chiefs, and you have the Chiefs and Bills at Orchard Park.
See, I'll just do it because I like the rivalry, Chiefs and Bills, because the Bills can't beat the Chiefs, and eventually you got to break through, right? I just don't see a lot of Chiefs fans going to Buffalo. I wish it was the other way around, like Bills fans going to Kansas City. But I'll make a point here, like, it'd be the kind of funny if like Bills Mafia, all these the great fan base that never gets invaded, and maybe Chiefs fans take it to them, and you keep losing to Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce in the playoffs. You bring Taylor Swift to Buffalo, which happened, in the playoffs last year.
You will be there.
So keep doing it. Keep messing with them. That way we can have Adam Hill troll Bills fans when the Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park there.
He has a concert in Toronto the night before.
Oh, yeah. You know that. Okay, you're making my points. There you go. Perfect. The Chiefs fans will be there. The Swifties will be there. Go invade the tables and make life miserable for the Bills.
Yeah, I'm surprised none of you guys win with Chiefs and Raiders, especially on Black Friday. But I'm giving you the point here, Gilbert.
I don't want to go divisional. We see that too much.
Yeah, I know that is true too. I mean, it's two teams that you hardly see each other, kind of like with the Dodgers and the Yankees. We've seen
that's what I was going off.
Niners and Cowboys. I was trying to see what kind of something that would be similar, but I'm with you. Like Chiefs and Bills has turned into that, even though I mean, during the regular season, in the playoffs, we know the Chiefs pretty much have handled the Bills, but in the regular season, they've been switching up wins. So
honestly, it would have to be somewhere touristy where fans don't get to go to a lot. Like obviously, Dodger fans going to New York. It would be like some team that never plays New Orleans and just trying to go into Mardi Gras, something like that.
Yeah, true. All right, Gilbert, congratulations. Here, let me use since I have a little bit.
Where was it?
There you go.
That was it.
That was all. More here.
Yeah. I could barely hear it. That's why. But I can hear it. Turn it up. There it goes. Thank you for celebration.
All right. Just end the show. Let us bring in back Dan and Daygo. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm good. I was just doing some summer school stuff now while trying to maximize my time in the green room. No, what's it called?
Are you going to give Gilbert credit for saying that the weight loss that Tua did isn't going to help him this season?
You know what? I was hearing some of those takes, and it was just so funny. Like, I need to quit writing in the group chat my ideas and stuff like that because we're over here just trying to be a heel, and I get it, but it's like, buddy, you got to come up with your own material. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah.
By the way, so real quick, just before we head out,
see, now he disappears because it started. We're busting some truth, or I guess maybe I froze. I don't know. Was that Gilberto or was that me?
He froze too. Okay. Both of you guys are frozen.
Oh, damn.
Real quick, before we head out of here, I guess
Gilberto Manzano. Gilberto Manzano. Gilberto Manzano.
Back.
R.I.P. Shed a tear, dude. It's the Dan and Daygo hour. How are we all doing? How in the hell are we all doing over here?
All right. Well, while he gets situated, Vic, I don't know if you've watched it yet because I know that you like going to the movies, but Dan and I went to go watch Bad Boys over the weekend, and
I heard it's really good, by the way.
So Dan and I both went to go watch it, and Dan's kind of a hard critic when it comes to movies.
Okay,
and it was actually really fun. Like, number 3, we thought was kind of a stretch. Like, there was some stupid stuff. And then I'm not a big fan of what's that alleged drug mule? What's her name? The one that was friends with El Chapo.
Oh, Kate del Castillo.
Kate del Castillo. I wasn't a big fan of her addition. I didn't think she was
in
that good.
3. That shows you how forgettable it was.
There was a third. Which one are we in right now?
Third is the one where she has so Will Smith. Spoiler alert.
He gets touched up for the first time.
Yeah. Well, Will Smith had an affair, and then they had a kid.
A real story.
So the kid is getting revenge on his dad. So and then they have to go to.
That was number 3.
That was number 3.
That's wild.
Yeah. So we went to go watch it, and it was actually really good. We were laughing. It was a pretty good action scenes. It was a really good I thought it was a solid movie. If this is going to start off the summer, it's a good start because obviously Wolverine and Deadpool's coming up, and there's some Dan and I are excited about Beetlejuice 2. So hopefully this kind of jump-started it. But it made a lot of money, and I was pleasantly surprised. By the way, look what Will Smith ended up doing over the weekend.
When hell's about to go in the theater. It's a ritual I have. I do it like whenever a movie come out.
I wonder who he's gonna slap.
Saturday and usually a matinee on Sunday.
Allegedly.
Going to
not alleged. There's video.
Man, this movie's trash. Right next to him.
Oh, I respect that. Man.
That's cool.
You know what makes me think he wasn't in there like legit? He just showed up for the last 5 minutes. Where was the hell was the popcorn and the drink? This guy's making millions of dollars. He can't afford to buy some popcorn and all
Do you
that.
really wait 2 hours for the movie seen like probably 10 times? I don't believe it.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like that's a cool tradition, but like I think if that was a thing, we would already have known about it. So
one time Kevin Hart came to San Diego for the premiere of or he came in to bring popcorn and he was shooting a movie or something.
Think Like a Man 2, I think.
Yeah, we went to go watch it in theaters, and like Kevin Hart gave us all popcorn and drinks and stuff.
Wow.
And it was actually pretty funny.
Thank God it was Kevin Hart, not Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? So.
By the way,
he's frozen. He's frozen. Now I don't know if you like the joke or not.
I heard it. I'm here.
All right, so let's make fun of him since he's frozen.
Yeah.
This is how Gilbert watched Star Wars in Mexico.
He fallado, Anakin. Te he fallado. Cierre el hocico, puta. Te he fallado, Anakin. Te he fallado. Cierre el hocico, puta.
Gilberto was big hyped about that one.
Oh my God.
That's true, Mimsy. You know what's funny, Mimsy? Speaking of that, I purposely wait until the film starts to start eating and drinking. I try not to eat during the what's it called, the trailers and everything else.
By the way, before
Gilberto Manzano.
I went to go see Furiosa. Furiosa was really good. The prequel to Mad Max.
With Ann Taylor-Joy or whatever.
Yes, that was really good. She doesn't have a lot of lines in it, but her face expressions are great.
Well, it was weird, like with the Tom Hardy one. I don't think Tom Hardy sell a lot when he was in it.
Yeah, I mean that was more. There's more action in that one than there is in this one. This one is more of kind of like setting up everything for that movie. So that was really good. If you're looking for something on Netflix, we saw Hitman with Glenn Powell.
Oh, I started watching that, but I got.
Did you hear what he said on a podcast? By the way, Glenn Powell.
Yes, was it the story about his?
Yes, bunch of weirdos. I don't know if it was in L.A. or not though, but like the fact that someone's over here, giving people lotion that's skin eating or whatever, like that's crazy.
Gilbert doesn't know the backstory, Dan.
Wow, you didn't see? I'll send you the video. I don't have the video on me. I'll see if I can find it and I'll send it to you.
Hey, real quick, because I'm really behind with the Wi-Fi. Will Smith said his best performance from all his movie was Pursuit of Happiness. And then he said number 2 for favorite movie was Men in Black.
Oh yeah,
thank you for that random fun fact. I appreciate it.
I just thought that was actually pretty spot on for him.
Ooh, oh yeah, I saw that video. That was wild.
Damn,
dude. Like, but look at her legs. Her legs are like gone. She's over here wobbly. That's
that's on the official. You should have stopped.
You know which one I really like, Gilbert? I like all the Men in Blacks, but number 3 to me, I just watched it the other day and it hits different.
I've never seen number 3.
Oh, you need to watch Gilbert number 3.
After 2, I don't try after 2 apparently.
I'm with Fernando. Like it's the same thing I have with the Oceans movie where you watch 11 and then you skip 12 and then you go to 13. Same thing with Men in Black. You watch the first one, you skip the second one, and you watch the third one.
The second one was really bad. Villain and then Johnny Knoxville, they weren't very.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Oh, wasn't the chick fire though? I remember the chick being fired. That's why I watched it.
But I thought number 3,
all of a sudden worried about a storyline.
Number 3 was very. He was very, like you could tell. He can't do action scenes anymore. What's his name?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Lee Jones.
I think they deep dive into his backstory.
Exactly, and that's the interesting part about
Brolin.
Josh Brolin was really good in that scene. By the way, did you guys know that MJF speaks Spanish?
Oh,
I can't wait to see this.
Listen to this.
Chinga tu madre!
What?
He looks like a villain from the telenovela.
You know what's funny? You know that guy heard worse growing up in a Hispanic family. Like that's all he looks so phased just because he said that on TV. That's wild.
I don't know if you guys 2 videos and then we're done. Did you guys see James Harden was at a wedding? Is this fair or foul?
Yes. Oh no.
His girlfriend caught the bouquet. Or a flavor of the month or whatever you want to call it.
I'm surprised I haven't seen that as a meme yet. Look at his face, dude. He's like, oh no. See, I thought what he was gonna do, since you said fair or foul, was grab the bouquet and launch it. Yeah. He's done. He's done for the day. The guy over here can't even his movie star Wi-Fi over there can't get the Telcel working, dude. Oh my god. Dude, like come on. That's AAA? Yeah. See, what are we doing? Like
Fernando, what's been the worst fail that you've seen?
Oh, dude, it has to be when what's his name died.
Mankind. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I'll give you that one. Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. Yeah. When Owen Hart.
Yeah. Still recording or we're not done yet? What the hell?
You should look at this guy. You see why he's a scumbag?
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is not enough.
Oh, really?
Selena's convicted murderer Yolanda reveals if she was paroled in 2025, she wants to work with Shakira. Some guy goes, "Girl, you're not working with anybody. Soon as that parole hit, we jumping you. What's not clicking?"
Who is that?
Yeah, I've heard people are going to be waiting for her.
Oh, dude,
The
they're
one who
saying that they're
killed
going to be
Selena.
waiting for her. The chick that killed Selena, Yolanda.
Oh,
So they were
that's
saying
right.
that
I forgot.
she
Isn't
could
there
go
a
next
documentary
year.
about her or some TV
Yeah,
show?
there's like
There
two of
might
them.
be, yeah.
Yeah, they're
That's
saying
right. Her
that-
parole's coming up. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're saying that her parole is coming up and that people are going to be waiting for her and that they're going to go after her
She
and-
better move to freaking Wyoming and change her name to, whatever. Miranda, yeah, whatever.
What? Yeah, well, they can't witness protection her, but
It's not a
look at
fed.
this.
Oh my God!
come on.
What are you doing?
What is Tyler Murray and somebody else?
Oh, dude, was that a kick?
Yeah.
Oh, damn!
No, it's a punch.
That was a good strike. He survived the round. Are you serious?
Damn.
Oh,
he
yeah,
gets him
it was a
again?
kick.
No,
No,
who's this
no, no.
official?
I went
He's
back.
just letting him. Oh. I was about to say he's like Herb.
Damn.
Herb
What's
Kane
the
or
name of
Herb
this
Dean?
league? World
It's
Freak
World
Fight League.
Freak
Oh my God! Got him.
Damn.
Dude, that's like that's the wild part when they kind of let him keep going.
Mad
I'm
respect to that
"Ooh."
guy.
Yeah, for real. That was a beautiful kick, textbook.
No, it really was, but before we
Gilbert, do you have anything you watched? Any recommendations?
yeah,
This
Gilbert
guy gonna
watched this.
recommend? He doesn't watch anything. He watches
What are you
half an
talking
hour.
about? I've
and
been
says,
watching
"I'm done."
Suits.
Half an hour.
This guy,
and I'm done.
this guy got a tattoo of John Cena.
Oh,
Here we
no.
go. He had to introduce his hero
God,
one
you
way or
can't see it.
another.
So stupid.
So dumb. I'm so over it. I'm so over it.
Yeah,
I'm so
that was
over
such a
John
old
That's
Cena.
joke.
so good. What are you guys talking
The what?
about?
And Dan,
Here we go.
Hormones. Did I freeze already?
Finally, we're gonna agree, and he freezes.
That's why I have to come over and get stuff like this.
Oh,
This
I-
happened in New
yeah.
York.
Oh my!
This is staged.
Was that a superhero?
No,
What
yeah.
the hell was that? They jumped off of the. Oh, that's Spider-Man. Oh my God! If there's ever a video you need to see of the decay of New York City, here it is, right here. What the hell's he doing up there on the subway anyway? Wouldn't he like get
He's
smudged? Or...
protecting the city.
Oh, you friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? Yeah, sure.
It's what's it called? It's
That was probably staged.
no, it's not. No, yeah, it is. It is. Gilbert's still frozen, so we're just gonna continue until he
Gilberto
unfreezes.
Monzano.
Dad, do you miss your or Dan? Do you miss
Oh, bring my tribal
let's
chief
end it.
back.
Okay.
Use my government issued name or my nickname.
Everything Triple H said up here is true. Except that. I'm the greatest of all time, kid.
That hurts Frown's feelings because John Cena is the greatest of all time.
My
Let's
tribal
go,
chief.
Cena.
All right. All right, let's get out of here. Again, thank you guys so much for checking out. We went a little bit longer than we usually do, but just to let you guys know, June 24th, there will not be a show. So just wanted to throw that out there. We'll let you guys know. Obviously, June 24th, no show, but there will be a show next Monday. So make sure you guys tune in. This week, I'm sure Gilbert and Vic will get together for House of Horns to shoot an episode. Wednesday, I'm guessing. And then I don't we'll try and do a What's Up Bolts. I don't know how it's gonna happen. Maybe I'll ask Gilbert to jump in there since we're both gonna be there on Thursday, but watching Chargers practice. But again, this weekend, Gilbert and I will both be in Vegas. Frank Martin versus Tank Davis. He returns to the ring after a hefty layoff. He said he's angry, not happy about all this time off that he's had. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys hit the notification button so any videos that we drop, you guys are on it. If you guys haven't followed the Instagram page, make sure you guys do. At Compas on the Beat. We do a great job of throwing stuff out there. So make sure you guys tune into that. I think that's the same thing on TikTok. So make sure you guys follow us on TikTok as well. And just stay up to date, man. And again, we have some great stuff. Look, I'm going to be honest. The reason why we're doing well and we're succeeding again, we're behind the scenes. We're in this stuff. We're in locker rooms. We know what the heck is going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys hit that guy's gonna lose. Make sure you guys hit he's getting outshined by Logan Paul. Make sure you guys hit the notification button. Make sure you guys tell your buddies, your compas, and make sure you tell everybody what we're doing over here. So make sure you guys check it out. But Gilbert, I hope you are good to go. If not, Dan and Daygo can take it away. But Gilbert, vámonos.
What a
I'm
hater.
back, full bars here, so I'm ready to go. On that note, ya nos vamos, pues, vámonos.
Gilberto Manzano. Oh, he's back. Okay.